What's going on, guys? I know that everybody has been asking, when are we doing the Rogue One commentary? Well, you're getting it, and you're getting it today. And what a crew we have today. Mark Ellis holding up the Rogue One box. How you doing, buddy?
I saw this movie 4 times, start to
Did you?
finish in a theater, and then I saw it 2 other times sneaking in at the end for a certain scene.
All right. Well, right next to him is not Mark Ellis again. It's Ken Napzok. Hello, Ken.
Glad to be here, Kristian.
Oh,
No,
good.
really, I am. That sounded insincere, but I went through an emotional journey in my viewing to Rogue One, and I'm happy to be back.
Well, we laughed about it this morning. We said, I would have said to you 5 years ago, you have to come to work today and watch Star Wars for 2 hours.
Yeah, I almost called out sick, and then you reminded me about this.
Now John's missing because he lost his wallet at a restaurant. All right, let's get it.
There's a bet going down right now that he thinks that he's not going to find it.
Mhm.
I think it's in John's car.
Jeremy Johns' car or John
John
car?
Campea's
That's an
car.
option, too.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find that out and many more as we get into Rogue One. Now, get to your Blu-ray when you have it or your digital. Get to the Lucasfilm thing about 3 seconds in. I put up 2 fingers when I say 3. But go 3 seconds in and to the Lucasfilm logo, and that is where we're going to start. And hit it, Dennis. Hit it, Dennis. All right, now we're at 5 seconds. Here we go.
7, 8, 9.
All right, good. You get it.
All right, we're at the opening crawl text. Oh, wait. Oh, wait.
Man, it
Now
still
I know where
started
this
with
takes
that.
place.
There's no crawl text.
It started with
No.
Yeah, that music.
If you didn't have, if you told me I can't have crawl text in this movie, that's the way you start it, because you still get
It's
a
a good
loud
shot,
noise, you get a cool pan, like it still feels like Star Wars to me.
It still does. I just still feel as though an opening crawl was needed, but I understand their decision not to.
I think
I respect the creative decision.
I still think they could have used it. I think it would have been a
Oh,
nice way to
definitely.
do everything that they do here.
Yeah.
But here's the problem with that is that because this one scene that we're about to watch
Yeah.
is kind of like a flashback, or we flash
Right.
forward 20 years, so it's hard to set context for one scene when we're going to be skipping ahead again 20 years.
Well,
so.
they counted this cold open as their
Right,
crawl,
I
as
get it.
you're
I
probably
get
going to
it.
say. And again, I respect them
How
being.
gorgeous is that, though?
Oh, it's a great shot. It's a great shot. That's one of the things I love, and you'll hear me say it time and time again about this movie, is it just looks so good.
Yeah.
But you know what I will say, and I know that there are some people that say you don't need a book in order to enjoy a movie. I liked watching. I liked reading Catalyst.
Yeah.
It made me appreciate this very much.
Catalyst enhanced my enjoyment of this movie, but particularly this scene.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah,
scene
she-
really
she
made me
knew
like
more,
Catalyst.
You knew more about him. I don't. Now I still think that's you shouldn't have to read the
Yeah.
book in order to enjoy this scene.
No, I'm the
All
first
right,
guy. On
If
that
you're
band.
gonna if you're playing the blue milk drinking game, take a shot. I love the care and concern that Lucasfilm, Pablo Hidalgo specifically put into naming each one of
Mhm.
Jin's toys.
Is the Blue Milk drinking game every time it's on screen? Or is
Yeah.
it just like a glass of, because we've seen that scene now 3 times.
I just recommend taking more shots.
Now, the crazy thing was though, in the old footage when we saw he was bald, right?
Yeah.
He was in the cave. Yeah. Now, I'm still trying to find the logistical reason for parking so far away.
Right.
I do that at malls. I park far away and I walk up to
You can
stores.
get to the
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Out
Lyra
of the mall
Urso. Lyra Urso, I think I would have loved to see more of her in this movie. I understand why. But to your point, Kristian, about Catalyst, such a great character in that novel.
You know that she was originally considered to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I'm happy with this
I am
decision,
too.
but
I am too.
Yeah, not everybody can be running around being Jedis, but you can have certain people that might be a little more in tune with the Force than others. Like, I like that not everybody has the set of circumstances necessary to matriculate into full Jedi knighthood.
Yeah.
No, because then you would have been asking, is Jin a full Jedi and all that crap? And it's like, it makes it much better that she's not.
What if he was wearing an
Mads.
Under Armour shirt? I thought it was Under Armour the first time.
those are some
at
good
the
space
premiere.
kids they got on.
Space kids.
I think they did a great casting for young Jin.
Yeah.
Here. Kyber crystals. Kristian,
But I do-
what are kyber crystals?
Oh, kyber crystals formed on Jeddah actually,
Yeah.
and it helps power up the lightsabers. Powers up the Death Stars. We find out later.
And
a lot of cool
Sith
stuff.
super weapons.
I just haven't thought of it yet. There has to be a good reason that they did park that far away.
That's looking at Under Armour shirt.
It's a long
Ken
walk,
just said that.
It's long.
and it's a dirty walk.
It's a
you
dirty
know?
walk.
It's a dirty. It's literally filled with
Mhm.
peat.
Little known fact about the Death Troopers, actually alive. I loved Mendelsohn in this scene,
Best.
Christian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I liked knowing all that I knew about Krennic from Catalyst.
Yeah.
Because it made this
Hey, there's
scene
that
a little
book
bit
again.
more. I like the book. Thank you, Ashley.
My name's not Ashley.
The
Ashley,
Imperial
you I told you
all-weather
already.
capes look pretty comfortable.
I do like the scene though between the two of them where it's like old friends, but he knows he's full of crap.
Yeah, I still love this opening scene just because it really sets the tone. And we always talk about, acting in Star Wars. Sometimes the prequels isn't its best. This is Mendelsohn and Mads are great.
Well, and it's also good to see Mads Mikkelsen as not an evil prick. He goes like Mendelsohn is always an evil prick, but so is Mads Mikkelsen a lot of the time. So it's nice to see him on this other side of things. I like him so much better in this than I liked him in Doctor Strange. Because I think there was no development to that character in Doctor Strange.
It's nice looking at this scene from Krennic's point of view too, because Krennic is kind of on the clock here, like with his job.
Right.
This is he's here for a reason. This guy needs to help him out.
Well, it also shows that he's got such different motivations than a lot of these other characters we've seen in other movies. He's all about status and all about building himself up.
It's middle management trying to
Look,
climb.
okay, so did Galen and Lyra not plan this out?
She went rogue, pun intended.
Wasn't he like, hey, I'm going to tell him you're dead, so just hide?
But she crapped the bed here. She should have just shot. Like right off the bat. Just shoot now. She takes too long.
Not a bad sales pitch.
Mm-hmm.
And
She's selfish here. She blows it.
I think she also at the end of her rope.
well, you're going to
They've
take
been
the shot.
running.
Got a Jedi robe.
They've been.
Oh, do it.
Yeah.
Okay, totally
You
She's
got to
there
hit the
first.
shot. You got to hit the shot.
He doesn't emote very well here, though, Mads Mikkelsen.
I think he knew it was coming.
Oh, come on. It's your wife.
I mean, he
He's
does
thinking
look
about-
upset.
He's thinking about the kid. Yeah, he looks upset.
His wife just died in front of him.
I'm not dead yet.
Thinking about Doctor Strange.
I'm getting better. I think I'll go for a walk.
Love-
Come on, guys.
Convenient rock.
I love that rock. Very like a 1960s Land of the
It's
Lost.
like something
set.
the kid would have had in his room in The Toy. Was
Yeah.
that movie The Toy?
Stormtrooper toys now on sale.
Do they actually sell those Stormtrooper toys now? They
They
must
should.
make those.
There wasn't. Was
I
there a
think
lot
the
of Rogue One merchandise?
There was a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot.
The Death Troopers were big.
Not enough Admiral Raddus, but enough.
Beast in the Space Monkey had a pop toy I'm still looking to get my hands on.
Death Troopers shown up in the Rebels this year. It was a very nice addition.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to get a Saw pop.
Here's what I will say.
Crazy hair.
Stink about the music.
Yeah.
There is some music that Giacchino does that is
Oh,
beautiful.
right. You hated
Hey.
the music in this.
Some of it, and I'm going to point out which stuff. This stuff here is great. This stuff fits the scene. It sets the mood. It's not jarring, and it doesn't need to feel like
I
the
think
old
you're
school
right.
Star Wars. This works here because it's new.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of like I always wanted. Some people are like, oh, you just want to hear the same John Williams stuff, and it's like, no, I want it to feel like Star Wars. Kevin Kiner, I think, is a great.
Kiner does great on
Yeah.
Rebels.
Well, he's 1-for-1 in my book. I feel like I'm in Star Wars.
But I think that's why the majority of people had problem with the score is because it's jarring.
Now, I'll tell you, the first time I saw
This is
that,
terrible.
that looks like
Listen to that
iMovie.
music.
That
That
looks like
music is
iMovie.
awful.
Oh, the music. I'm talking about the
No,
logo. The
I-
logo looks
both
like
of them.
iMovie.
Yeah, I'm digging the music so far. Well, I'll say this: it's not like I'm not going to play that when I'm at the gym, but
Yeah.
it's not. I don't feel like it's a cheesy version of anything.
I just thought
Whereas
that
the
was like
letters were.
that was like something that should have been in like the 70s Battlestar Galactica or something.
Jin's cellmate is nicknamed Nail.
Oh, is that true?
Yep, that's her canon nickname.
It's a female.
Female, yeah.
Is that in the book?
It's just it is known.
Oh, tell me something. One of the things I want to know because I did not finish Rogue One, the book.
Yeah, yeah.
I would love you to throw in some facts here about that
Sure.
we don't know because that is
Sure.
canon stuff.
Yeah.
Feel free to start anytime, Ken. We're
Oh
waiting.
well, I'll tell you. This scene in the book, Nail is very clear about I'll kill you, I'll cut you type of cellmate. Ring of Kafrane.
It's like an Orange is the New Black situation.
Yeah.
Again, like, and I'll go back again.
Yeah, the sex scenes were cut out of Rogue One.
Well, that's why she was called Nail, right?
Hey, all right. I love this stuff. I love the stuff on Jeddah. I think this kind of
This scene's
is the kind of stuff
Yeah.
that George Lucas is like, this is what I was going for.
Right. And the tone that this scene is going to set for the desperation of the rebellion, I think, is so
Mhm.
instrumental for the
That's
rest
why
of
I'm
the
glad
movie.
they took away the fact that he was a double agent.
Yeah, that would have really taken the
Taken away
punch
from
away.
it. It's the fact that they're, like you said, they're desperate, and what he's got to go through, and the other side that he's working within the rebellion.
Within the rebellion. Well, this guy's getting squirrely. He's gonna blow it.
Oh yeah, if I run into a guy who's acting like that on the street, I don't trust you to be able to keep a secret.
Yeah.
Saw it on his face. It was also a very shocking moment because we all know Diego Luna for a lot of times, again, normally plays a good guy.
Right.
So when it's happening, like, well, wait a minute, you kind of like,
What's going down?
right? Because it's all so
Mhm.
fast here. He takes out the stormtroopers,
Mhm.
And then he shoots the dude. It's
Right.
like, and then it's like,
right?
you would think he'd let him out of it.
True story.
He's scared out of his mind.
This
Yeah.
is actually a deleted scene from Batman '89 in the beginning.
It does feel like that. Now, do they explain, Ken, in the book, like why he decides to take this guy out?
Yeah, because he's squirrely. He's going to blow the mission. It's too big of a mission to
Well, why
rely
not,
on this
why
guy.
not just crack him in the head and throw him in the?
Because that's what this movie.
You
That's
gotta
what
do.
that's what this movie knew that we were expecting. That
You got to do
Right.
what you got to
This-
do.
That's
that
the call.
scene right there tells us watching it. This is a different Star Wars.
This is a different Star Wars character,
Yeah,
right? And it also gives you, I guess, they want you to.
we feel the desperation.
Well, they want you to see later on when he's about to kill Galen whether or not he's going to do it or not. They
Mhm.
want you to kind of question.
I love the visuals on Jeddah.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah.
that's one of the all-time
Well,
coolest things.
I guarantee you that. I mean, because Gareth Edwards has said as much. We're revisiting Jeddah in another movie.
Yeah,
I think it's going
yeah.
to be like an old Republic type movie, like
Could be.
thousands of years beforehand, and we're going to see that statue
Mhm.
as it's
it's
actually standing.
Two tubes. We got two
See, back, he
tubes.
doesn't die in this, right?
We don't know. You know, when the planet goes. Spoiler.
Is that the same dude from the cantina?
Moroff?
Yeah.
Which from New Hope?
Yeah.
No. Created specifically for this. Was supposed to be in,
But it's the same species.
on Scarif. Yeah, he doesn't show up.
Where was your wallet? That was the.
It fell out of my pocket on a sidewalk, but I found it.
Wow, you found it?
Yes,
Oh,
it actually fell out of my
wow.
pocket.
the Force was
still
with
there
you.
on the sidewalk.
Yeah. All right. So we're here for
This movie's called
Attack of
Rogue
the
One.
Clones.
Yeah.
Where's Attack of the Clones? This guy has skin issues. That's some dry skin.
John, I forget. Where do you stand? Are you more Rogue One guy or Force Awakens?
You can like both.
No.
I
but wish you
adore
were.
Force Awakens, but I preferred Rogue One.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's where I'm the opposite.
Yeah, I like Force Awakens better, but
No, I that's what I was saying.
Now, contrary to popular opinion, even amongst everybody else who loves Rogue One, I actually prefer the first half of Rogue One more than I do the second half. Not to take away from the Vader
I'm the
scene.
opposite of that.
Vader
What's-
scene is obviously the
what's-
crown
if
jewel.
you
What's,
took the
uh,
Vader scene out, I think you have a case to be made.
What's wrong with you, sir?
When
I
saw
just love this
when I
character
saw it the
development. I
second
love
time,
the
once you
story.
get into the actual battle,
Yeah.
you cannot take
Yeah.
your eyes off.
I like a lot of stuff on Jeddah too. That is one of my favorite shots. It is the reality of working for the Empire,
Yeah.
and I don't.
Yeah.
I don't mean
Yeah.
that as a joke. I mean
Yeah.
that as that's what it was on a day-to-day basis.
It's a paycheck, man. It's a government job.
They're
They're
doing a better
dirty,
job
they're
of that
grimy.
in general, with making you
Yeah.
feel for the Empire, Stormtroopers, in all their different canon stuff, and now in this movie.
So I don't want to go too much into novel stuff, but this scene in the novel explains a little bit of Jin's behavior too.
I think you should go into the novel stuff because I think that
Yeah, you
You
can
still
be that
want to
guy.
read it? Just shut me off. Keep John, Mark, and Christian going.
No, I wanna
Jin
know-
is afraid here that Saw has found her.
okay.
Jin is trying to get away not because the rebels are there. She thinks
Ooh.
Saw Gerrera's rebels have
Little
found her.
Sid
again.
Vicious choke slam there.
Yeah, love it. Great moment from.
He's my favorite character in this whole movie.
Oh, he's great.
He's so good. I remember when we saw that.
Oh, the whole
theater,
audience is like,
place
"Ah!"
went
Yeah.
nuts.
Has anybody else mentioned I still don't like the score?
Yeah. I mean, it was mentioned in the beginning.
The
I mean, don't get me
Masasi.
wrong.
Fighting us
As any other movie, it's a fine score. As
That's
any
what
other
I
movie.
said. There's
As a
some-
Star
You
Wars
didn't, you didn't
movie,
like that right there, the little.
No, it's sometimes
I think it's good.
that was fine, but sometimes it feels like a 70s Battlestar Galactica.
So
score.
can we talk? Because the phrase fan service comes up a lot with this movie, which I could argue against, but also agree on some terms. I love seeing the Masasi temples going to Yavin 4. The
Totally.
story had to take place
but it
in there.
makes sense
oh
there.
no!
Makes
How
sense.
dare they do things that the fans would
Right.
like?
Right,
Oh,
right.
No,
I totally agree with you, John. It's
I like how much this feels like a New Hope
Barristan,
right here.
sell
Yeah.
me. Barristan, sell me.
Where's
and
General
some guy
Dodon?
from
Well, that too.
Downton Abbey.
Is that Death from Bill and Ted?
No.
No.
And the bad guy from
But now-
Die Hard 2?
Now I want it to be.
No, it is not. And they changed this whole scene from when we saw in that opening
Yeah.
trailer that we first saw when they released it.
So there was a
Totally.
lot.
Well,
In
they
that
changed their
opening
attitude.
trailer. That
Their
got
attitude
changed.
was a
Yeah,
little
Jen
bit
was
more.
a little
it was,
sassy
I
pants.
rebel, and
Little
they-
sassy
they,
pants.
They wanted us to feel a little bit more compassion for her.
We just had another look at Mon Mothma in Rebels.
Great turn, yeah.
They've been developing her in between and before then for everything in Star Wars now, whether it's Clone Wars or not Clone Wars, but any of the novels, Bloodline or Rebels.
Yeah, features prominently
Yeah.
in Bloodline. Blue leader.
That's a good line. I like that.
I did like the character of Jyn Erso, the fact that she's been on her own for this long and,
Yeah.
and not really knowing all of her history all the way through, really.
One of the things that I loved about the Jyn Erso character is, I heard some people criticize that, whereas you had Luke, he's this wide-eyed, wants to go out there and change the universe, and blah, and they thought the Jyn Erso character was a more pessimistic, a little bit. But to me, the underlying message of the Jyn Erso character is that when you are faced with something so dire and you are faced with tremendous evil and tremendous opportunity in the face of that evil, the heart of what your true character comes out. And I think despite the layers and years of bitterness and being jaded, when that all blows away when faced with the fact that the galaxy is at stake and she becomes the hero. And
Absolutely.
I love
And
that.
plus the fact I know one of the biggest complaints about The Force Awakens for everybody is Rey was pretty much Luke for the most part.
Right.
Yeah,
And-
it is the child of fate.
Yeah,
in
and
prophecy.
I like the fact that they switched it up and make it a little. This is a different type of character that we haven't
Yeah.
seen in a Star
Yeah,
Wars.
this one, it's like kids, be in Cub Scouts or Brownies or whatever. Like, do outdoor activities because you might have to survive for a while on your own.
And I don't know, you guys might have gone into this before I got here, but Cassian, the great thing about him is nothing in any Star Wars movie other than Saw, who only comes up in this movie, is that he shows the dirty side of what it
Yeah,
means to
you're
be
right.
a part of a
Yeah.
rebellion.
Uh,
to be
we
a
already
part of an
talked about,
insurgency.
John, we literally already talked
to be
about
fair,
that.
we
Maybe
only
if I showed up on time.
We
Maybe
only-
if you
we-
kept your wallet in your pants like
Yeah.
the rest of us.
we spent 10 minutes talking about your wallet, actually.
We had a bet going.
Yeah.
So Ken, what is
Hey, wait, that's TV's Jimmy
Oh, yeah.
Smits.
LA
That's
Law.
Jax's new stepdad in Sons of Anarchy.
now
Little,
that
Leia
part,
theme coming in there. Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
and the
or
fact that
Force
they-
theme, I should say, maybe.
and not just because it's old school, but the way that the old music. Now that's what I want to be fair to Giacchino, because when he's such a brilliant composer
Mhm.
that when he does it right, it's genius, and that was done.
But it's
perfectly.
also kind of like Jimmy
The
Smits
Ghost,
brought the old music.
Spot
That's
the
true.
Ghost.
Yep.
But it was the. Now this was a good way. I also like going back to what John was just talking about here, the
Mhm.
dirty side of the rebellion, and just going away from that silly double agent thing.
Mhm.
Because they're at the point now when they're making decisions, they don't have the luxury of factoring in compassion anymore to these things.
But the rebellion is also not fully formed yet. It's getting there. It's very, very close.
Cells have just been
The
formed. yeah.
cells are just been formed, and there's competing ideologies within the rebellion. General Draven is saying this without Mon Mothma and other rebels, Dodonna, and those people necessarily knowing.
Right, because it's not a full-fledged government.
There's
Right.
infighting in the rebellion.
They really, I mean, if you watch Rebels, they are still at this point, at the formation point, they're still just a collection of cells.
Yeah.
At this point, trying to form one big cohesive
Right.
thing.
That don't
Well, even when we
necessarily
know-
trust the
when we
other
know
cell, or
As far as timeline goes, even where we are
And
in the timeline of Rebels.
The general here loves the big number 5 dice on his shirt. I don't know if you noticed that.
No.
I think K2SO is such a great character because he's like a snarky asshole.
Yeah.
And it makes sense that he was reprogrammed, that he was once in the Empire, so he's kind of like jaded. So whereas kids like us who grew up thinking C-3PO and R2-D2 had a great dynamic and we laughed at that, now we went from being kids to being these snarky assholes. They're going to appreciate this kind of sarcastic humor
Well,
more.
I also think it goes back to HK-47 from the Old Republic, which is very similar. Droid and was very popular, but it also shows how they're evolving droids and how prominent droids are.
I love that line.
Yeah, but you can't.
Your answer vague.
You
and
can't be a
unconvincing.
droid that's just like throwing out one-liners. You know, you got to hit the note and still be true to what
You gotta be
we
a
would think a
character.
droid would be.
You got to be a character. You have to be real.
But it also has to feel like artificial intelligence and not like
Yes,
a human
a-
being,
absolutely.
but still make us care. Which
Right.
is that was so. It's such a narrow window to hit, and
Right.
they
K2's
nailed it.
so
Well, it
great
wasn't
in that
Jar
scene.
Jar. I mean, Jar Jar was a sticky type of creature.
Can I just point out something too
Right.
that gets overlooked so easy? Like great scores sometimes, great visual effects go unnoticed because they blend in so perfectly. 5 years ago, you couldn't convince anybody that there wasn't a metallic animatronic sitting beside Cassie there in KTSO. That's all CGI,
Yeah.
and it's absolutely indiscernible from reality.
It
I
really
mean,
is.
what the job they did from a visual
Okay.
effects point of view is incredible.
That's again. So going against my point, the original piece of music that he had blended in with the old school stuff. That's the stuff I wanted more.
Here
I
we go.
promise I'll stop talking about the score.
My money's on a Jawa right here.
God, Two Tubes looks so good.
Are those space IDs?
Yeah.
Is Saw
Yes.
Gerrera from Brooklyn?
If John was in this movie, he would have dropped that.
Yeah.
It fell out of my pocket. I'm sorry.
Well, Saw Gerrera has gone bananas. He really has.
Look,
Yeah.
when he shows up in Rebels this year, which was a great
not as
arc,
crazy.
he's not as crazy, and he's
No.
coming back for season 4, and I think we're gonna get our answers.
I think so too. Well, and he's also not as messed up as
Right.
he is here.
Yeah.
Right.
Because that's only like
He has
a
2
year
feet.
before, right?
he has 2 feet on
Yeah.
Rebels.
Yeah. Something happened to him within that time that he's messed up because we thought there was something that was going to happen in that episode.
Yeah.
I mean, look at he's a
we're
mess.
also gonna figure out why he and Mothma and Lot of Rebellion are separated.
You want to see that dividing line take place.
I think Riz Ahmed does a fantastic job of acting here to where
Yeah.
you believe his desperation is he's like, I made this choice. Like I made this choice to join you guys, and you're like, you're
Yeah.
screwing me here.
Very, very happy to see Riz Ahmed in this movie. Character was great.
I
you
will
know?
say that I absolutely my least favorite part of the entire movie is the stupid torture scene.
Oh yeah.
It's the worst part of the whole movie.
It's
Now, what's cool here, though, it was very considerate of these guys who've taken him captive to let him keep his goggles on his head.
Right. That's the only
Very
part.
considerate.
It's the only part of the movie that I can say that I really wish was just taken out.
It's
of
the Rathars from The
yeah.
Force Awakens.
But even the
I am
Rathars-
so tired of people crapping on the
No, I
Rathar
was going to
scene.
say it was because you're in
That
it.
scene is
wrong?
great.
What's wrong with
I'm in it, but also because the Rathars show Han Solo, we get one more Apex vintage Han Solo
Okay.
moment.
That scene that was so cool the way they did that.
Oh, when we saw this in the trailer,
Oh,
remember
man.
us losing
Yeah.
our minds?
yeah,
This is
true.
Tarkin.
True fact. All that shot with micro machines.
This is Tarkin scene.
I'm considering a
Let's see
new
what it looks
policy around here
Yeah.
where senior staff here at Clyde are going to start wearing white capes.
nice.
I'm on board. I enjoy
Dennis
a good
Ray
I
cape.
think
started
when you
doing
walk
it.
into the writers' room, or people walk into your writers' room, they should know which guy here is in
Yeah,
charge.
He's got a
and
cape.
they'll know.
He's got a cape.
I mean,
oh boy, there's the guy.
Here-
I think this is remarkable.
that's pretty good.
This is the only moment in the movie where I was like, "Oh, it's digital." The rest of it, I bought into it
I mean,
Yeah,
you
completely.
can tell-
this is the weakest of the scenes.
Well, it's because
Yeah.
it's
But,
to
like,
me, it's the first because you're like, "Oh, they're going for it."
Yeah, but it's still, even this scene we're watching right now is a step forward. We're
Yeah, of
not at the
course.
finish line,
Right.
but it's a step forward.
This is like Cameron in '91 with the Terminators.
Yeah.
You know, it's like when you saw that was it '91 or '92? You know,
In
but-
what
92,
movie?
Terminator 2, Terminator 2,
91,
right? Right.
Yeah, okay, you're right.
This has never
look
been
it
done
up.
better.
No,
This
I'm,
is
release
no,
date.
that's what I'm
Never been
saying.
done
But this
better.
is at the,
Release
I'm
dates, I
saying
would've
at this
lost.
point we're gonna look at this in 20 years, and this was like
Sure.
this was
Yeah.
like this.
And
Oh,
the
yeah.
voice is spot on.
oh,
Guy Henry,
Guy
yeah.
Henry did
Spot
a
on.
great job.
Guy Henry doing this. and it's great. And look, I for one, and John, I don't know if you agree with me. Like, to tell this story, you need the character of Tarkin.
Totally.
Oh yeah, no, it would
91.
make absolutely no sense for him to
We
not
said
be
that
there.
on Jedi Council, like somewhat, like
months before the movie
we
came
thought
out.
that what they were going to do, because there have been rumors of the Cushing stuff for
Yeah,
a long time. It's a question of what they were going to do with him.
Remember, we thought it was going to be like just like a hologram.
I still think that might have been a great option, but
Yeah.
like Ken said, they went for it. This is, by the
Coruscant.
way, Coruscant.
Coruscant.
Yeah. I love the fact that Coruscant is on.
I love my prequel planets showing up.
Yeah, Coruscant is just such a cool idea for a planet.
and it
Did you
originated
guys
with
hear
Timothy Zahn.
the Oakland Raiders are moving to Coruscant?
Oh,
I
good.
did hear that.
Less
Also known as Vegas, but
Yeah.
we could call it Coruscant.
less riots on Coruscant. A different young girl playing the younger Jin too, just for the record.
all right. Makes sense.
Wait a minute, what?
Yeah, they cast two
Why do they?
actresses.
Well, there's different ages.
Can you, I'm sorry. Can you not work kids at a full wage day? Why is it
No,
always like 9
no.
kids playing one role?
They're different ages.
Different ages.
Yeah, kids age mark. I know you and I don't have
No,
children.
on Full House, it was
Or
one
John.
I
kid.
know you
but-
want them to do
No,
the
it's two
boyhood thing where they film it over 4 years and use the same kid and watch them as they
Same
grow.
thing with dog
But they
movies.
didn't
It's
have
always like
time.
19 different dogs played
Yeah.
Benji. Like, come on, get a dog that can act.
What?
I'm sorry. He's a
Benji
real
is-
dog.
Can
Can
I'm
you
sorry,
not
he's a real
find
dog.
a dog or a child with a proper work ethic?
Speak
I
Italian?
think that's the point.
Always got to take breaks.
For
Frosty
school.
talked to. We're going to talk about Jeddah Council, but Frosty talked to Gareth Edwards, and he was telling the story about Jeddah,
Yeah.
and said that the idea was that Jeddah, millions of years ago, got struck by like a big asteroid or something, and that's how the formation of the crystals came to be.
Ooh, that is like a Big Bang kind of. That is cool.
I like it. Love this stuff.
Yeah, see, this is. I want a vacation here. I know it's not. They don't have a sandals or anything, but I want to go to Jeddah.
Oh, by the
I
way,
want to see what Jeddah's like in its heyday. This is like on its like
Yeah,
Twilight.
Yeah.
playing the X-Wing miniatures tabletop game, I recently bought a U-Wing.
Nerd.
Very formidable ship.
Big nerd.
Very formidable ship.
I
in
like the
game.
U-Wings.
I love that shot, and I love that
Yeah.
shot in the trailer.
That's great.
It's like, hey, look, we have this cool stuff. Oh no, look who took it over.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's running a bit right there. What's the deal with this?
Come on, are they here? Are they there? Where are they?
What are they destroying?
Yeah, I love that shot. And it called me a sucker for that kind of stuff. It just makes me, to me, it's like, it's cool. That's a lived-in Star Wars
I
universe.
do love the
Mhm.
fact that both Force Awakens, this movie, they went back to the technology to make it seem like the 70s type of technology,
Yes.
like everything with,
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
the
yeah.
targeting systems and all that stuff.
And mustaches.
And mustaches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is not to be overlooked. The hairstyles in this,
No,
the
it's true.
sideburns,
It's true. It's damn true.
the cocaine.
I wish they would.
The dialogue
Yeah.
of K2 is
I
just
wish-
so good.
I wish they wouldn't have kept this part in the trailer though, because this was a big laugh, and it shows exactly what this character,
Mhm.
what this droid does. I love this.
That's great.
It's so good. He's just like, oh,
I think in advertising this movie, though, like see these things look so cool.
Yeah.
Did you see the Jedi on the
Yeah.
on each side?
In advertising this movie, you had to show a little bit of levity
Ugh.
somewhere.
This stupid thing. This is
And
this
his
is the worst
Jabba's have
part.
to form.
Like
Yeah.
why?
stepson.
What is the point of this?
So again, I'll be the book nerd here. This in the book, you
Yeah.
go into a lot more what it does to Bodhi's
What does it
mind.
do to the?
Yeah.
It F's him up. That's the reason you find him staring off in the distance. In the book, it even takes longer for him to recover and realize who he is.
Is this like going to an Iron Butterfly concert?
This is exactly
But
going.
what's
yes.
the point of them doing that? Looks so fake. What is the point of them doing this?
It's so fake.
I
That was
agree with you.
pretty
I still don't think it's justified to me. It's an interesting side thing, but
I think that was
it's
pretty cool.
it's they need to test the integrity of Bodhi Rook. But I'm not a big.
I think it
fan
was.
of
I think it was completely unnecessary and
Yeah.
and a little bit off character. From I mean, we'll tell how crazy Saw Gerrera gets.
Well,
in
and I
life.
think he took a few hits off the board gullet.
yeah.
I think here's the benefit of that scene though, is that in the same way that we saw Cassian's
I can see my house.
desperation and we saw what the rebellion is willing to do to somebody, shoot them in the
Mhm.
back. I think you had to take that a step further with Saw and
Yeah.
show that his tactics are even more
I think you could have done that with-
renegade.
I think you could have done that with two tubes torturing him a
Love
little
this.
bit too.
Love all of it. Somewhere George Lucas, upon seeing this for the first time, went,
Love
yes. Here we go.
Gary Whitta did not want them in this.
Really?
Well, Gary
Ponda
Wood is wrong,
Baba.
That's great.
I love it.
That was
I love
that was
it.
great.
Ponda
I
Baba,
love it.
Dr.
Yeah,
Evans said, And the whole backstory of Evanson being on this planet, part of the reason he has death sentences on 12 systems, performing his weird experiments on cyborgs.
That's cool.
And just getting into
Is that in the book?
It comes out in the visual dictionary, and it ties into old EU stuff.
Did you ever see the
Love that.
the robot chicken Star Wars stuff? When those two run in and the wolf, the walrus tusk guy is saying, "What are you talking about? We don't want it anywhere." We're like, "I'm so sorry for my friend's behavior."
Oh, you mean stormtroopers being mean?
You do get that. I mean, this you absolutely get that Mos Eisley feel.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these different characters, kind of the way that this, like what has happened to this planet, and I'm so curious to what this planet was like 1,000 years before.
Yeah,
this.
and why now, if you're not a criminal on the run or Mark Ellis, would you choose to live here?
Right.
Why are you out shopping?
Right.
Why, like, we have drones here that can take you stuff. They're clearly some sort of Amazon Prime situation.
Donnie,
It's it, man.
Yeah,
he's guarding some
Man's
whales.
gonna kick some ass.
You think they'll get into more detail about these guys too?
yeah. You got the
They gotta have their own
book.
spin-off comic.
Yeah,
at
well, they
some
got a
point,
book
right?
coming out, Journal of the Wills type of book.
Yeah.
Okay. I know they were talked about it.
You'd think, like, the story of this city would be fascinating because you'd think, with it being so rich and one of the most rarest minerals in all of the galaxy in kyber crystals, I would have some kind of thriving economy or something.
Well,
like
but
that.
but they don't because the Empire's stealing all.
Well,
this
that's what I
stuff.
mean. I'd like to see even more so.
Right.
Or even early on, before the Empire focused on kyber crystals as a
At
It's an energy
its
source.
heyday, this was like Dubai. You know, you just had a bunch of rich people from all over the world coming in, having a big oil party.
Is it? Do they have any scenes with the temples or anything in the
No,
book?
not really. You go into a little bit more of what the wills are and Sheridan and Baze and Cassian's opinion of them and Jedis.
Gotta finish that book.
Because Cassian's family they were separatists.
Yeah,
It's one of the details I don't understand why
I
it's
wish
not
it
in
would
the movie.
have been a nice way to tie the prequels together.
There is some good prequel tying in later in this though,
It's a
where the killer droid shut down right in time. Oh
Mm.
no, wait, that was in Catalyst.
Oh, you're thinking
What,
of,
what just
you're
happened?
thinking of Phantom Menace?
I read something and
Oh,
I
that
thought
guy.
it
Yep.
was
You were.
that was genuine too. That was not
in
a
Catalyst. There's tons.
that
of
was not a
prequel tie-in.
funny. Yeah, I really thought that was like in the movie.
And Lucina did a great job.
Reading
Shaquille
is
O'Neal was in
fundamental.
this movie too.
Shaquille O'Neal was?
Yeah, you might remember him as Shazam the Jedi.
Oh, I
Sam.
thought him and Penny Hardaway were on the college basketball team.
I mean, this is again going back to what we were talking about before
That's awesome.
with Cassian. Like he'll take out anybody to save his cause.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Because he takes out one of Saw's guys here. Because he almost takes out Jin.
Great sequence.
It was.
Great shot.
Yeah.
See, no, this is don't waste your life on this.
You're not saving the
awful
cat.
human.
You're not,
Don't wait.
you're
Yeah,
not
How do you
saving the
say
cat.
that anytime you pick light side? How do you do that?
because it's what's this kid gonna
You
do?
just killed a youngling.
Yeah, you know what? It took 9 kids to play that one role.
All right,
Now,
thanks, Shannon.
unfortunately, that kid and mother dead in a short while thanks to the Death Star.
They do get killed? They say it in
have
the
you not
book?
read that part of the book too? They go
I haven't read
through.
the book.
Have you not seen that part of the movie?
I don't.
They ain't getting out.
That's, well, you don't know what they got into
Dude.
flight.
They ain't getting out.
Boom.
Yeah, that guy.
Oh, two tubes ain't happy.
That remind anybody else of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
It
just
reminded
shooting people
me.
up top,
It reminded
falling
me
down?
of the Raiders of the Lost Ark when Indy's looking for Marion.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Indy had grenades and a tank in
Damn
that
right he
scene.
did.
That did remind me of seeing Force Awakens. I did not like when
Stormtroopers dying.
When Han looks to the side, kind of.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I don't know. I kind of bought
I-
into that. scene. I like
There's
that.
one scene in Force Awakens that does kind of, or like a concept in it that bugs me, and it's going to come up here in a minute too.
Eggs?
I can't. I just never got behind eggs in movies.
No.
All right.
Blue eggs?
ATSD jokes aside, I love the ATSD on Jeddah.
Yeah. What's the jokes?
It's a reference to a belief that it's just I seeing that makes me excited for the movie, and I shouldn't be. Like I'm just going, hey.
What? Like you like a vehicle?
Yeah.
So
what? So you shouldn't get excited?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
silly.
and I don't like that line of thinking.
It's ridiculous. It looks. It's awesome.
If
Why? The
they're,
fact that it's on there is great.
Man,
Ken,
Stormtrooper
they're
armor
an
is so
empire.
useless.
Together in ATSD.
Thank you. Thank you.
You have my
I love this scene.
Oh,
'Cause
yes.
I got duped for a second.
Yeah, I did
Yeah.
too.
Did you?
Yeah.
That is exactly what. Man, they nailed that droid.
Don't Felicity Jones remind you of Catherine Reitman a little bit?
A little
Who?
bit.
Catherine Reitman.
Little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah, I can get that. It's like a human level sarcasticness, but it doesn't feel too human, like a human wrote it.
Right. I love the Donnie Yen stuff here too, but
Oh, this is awesome.
yes, but the only problem is it really makes the stormtroopers worthless. Watch how easily they get knocked
you
out.
were a Star Wars fan for how
But-
long, and you didn't know stormtroopers were worthless?
But wait, watch how
But
easily.
he is not an average guy taking
Dude,
out
watch-
He's got the
stormtroopers.
force on
Pay
his side.
attention.
He
I
is
watched
an,
it the
he is an
second time.
Ewok.
But there's somebody gets like knocked out by like a flip.
These idiots get duped.
Look, have you? I'll
By the
flip. I'll
Force
flip
Awakens.
you right now. Let's see what happens.
I'm telling you that I love the scene, but what I'm saying is
I get you.
watch how easy they
I
get
know a lot of
disposed
people had that complaint. Of,
I love the
of
scene. I think
sticks kill stormtroopers.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
it's
what's
one
the
of their-
point of even wearing anything?
That is
Just walk around in your
Fabergé
underwear.
armor.
Yeah, the Empire ain't showing out top, See, that's a heavy stick. That's a heavy stick.
Well, you haven't even watched.
You
I'm
know what?
telling you.
Put on a stormtrooper helmet,
watch
and I'll
the
get a
scene.
heavy stick,
All right.
and we'll see how you handle it.
I bet you I'll be able to take it better than these putts. I love his whole mantra though throughout
Yeah.
the entire film.
Way
and
to
that's a nice.
step up.
That's a nice
That
callback to it.
That guy in his head, he's like, Dave, time to be a leader.
Right. Like this was really cool.
See, you put the force power in it.
Yeah. This is incredible. But look, see, come on. You see that one guy who went
Yeah,
down?
he beat the crap out of him.
He stuck the guy in the neck.
Yeah, right.
Look,
right in the neck.
Watch that a sidekick.
Yeah.
That guy goes down. Now that guy goes down.
Yeah. See, they're still getting up.
Look, one little kick.
He kicked him in the supravascular region.
He flipped him. He flipped that guy.
Yeah, but
And
he's
getting
standing back up.
But
And
no,
getting
now
back up.
he's done.
No,
Well,
he's getting
he
back
thought
up.
No,
better
he's
of
not.
it.
He can't even move.
He's playing possum.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on, he flipped that. Come on, guys.
I think you've watched too many Rocky movies where
Wait a
guys
minute.
take haymakers and just
I'm
go
telling
right
you, I
back
like
up.
it, but that guy went down really easy.
Remember when Ken said the boredom of working for the Empire?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just
Stormtroopers are faking it because
he
they don't
won.
want.
They don't want any more.
Who's gonna get up against that
Right.
guy?
tough
Right.
day at the office.
Now that guy's staying down. He's staying down.
That's what
I
happens
liked it.
when you.
But
stand
they
up.
should shoot all of
No,
them.
no, no. You fake it.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Christian.
Yeah.
I just
No,
like
some
you
of these guys
being
are
out on the
faking
limb.
A couple of these guys are thinking about their wife and kid at home, how they want a paycheck.
The one
Yeah.
guy is knocked out cold and he got flipped on his.
I don't think I ever noticed
ass.
that Donnie Yen sits on the stormtrooper's dead body.
Oh yeah, I love it. Yeah.
Hey, he's tired, man. He's took out like
That's the
12
guy that he
stormtroopers.
flipped.
It's probably his buddy from like college.
Right. Just stay down, Ronnie. Stay down.
Yeah.
I did think that Vase was going to turn on him at one point.
Did you?
Really?
I did at one point, but then I was like, nah. And I'm glad that they didn't do that.
Oh
And-
yeah, one of.
Yeah.
Just give away information like it ain't no
Right.
thing.
Yeah.
Her and Bran Stark, man, they just
It's just-
That's
Blowing
one of
up.
my
That's-
favorite
it's a
lines in
great
the movie
line.
when
Yes,
they put it on and said,
yeah.
"Are you kidding me?"
I love that shit. God, that's
it's just gorgeous.
It really is.
Oh, now everybody's so happy. Oh wow, the Empire's leaving.
yeah.
Right.
This is great. Things are gonna be so much better here now.
I'm packing my bags. I see the cruiser leaving. I'm packing
Yeah.
my
I had
bags.
a lot of questions. People that ask questions like, "How come when the Death Star hits Jeddah, it doesn't blow up?" It's because they say it. It's only-
Single
it's
reactor.
It's a single reactor.
Single reactor, yeah.
Very low power shot.
Yeah.
and it caused that much damage.
I don't know that I'd be nervous if I lived on Jeddah because you can't imagine they have a weapon that's going to blow up an entire.
Oh yeah, I think that's a fair point. Yeah.
Like I would assume they're coming back at some point.
Yeah.
But while they're not, it's spring
They're,
break.
they're just going on a break. Yeah.
But you can assume they can do orbital bombardment of one little city.
True.
You might be a little worried at that point.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing schools out. We're done.
I will say this, and Ellis, I think you can appreciate this fact. Rebellion's got cool jackets.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they do.
Well, I mean,
Well, how else are you going to recruit?
Live
Cassian's
version of
got-
Dejarik.
no. Cassian's got the Han Solo Hoth jacket, really,
Yeah.
is what it looks like.
Here.
What are those guys' stories, Ken?
I don't know, but I can tell you got a shot coming up here of Beezer Fortuna, the
Where's
cousin of Bib
Oh,
Fortuna.
is that true?
That is
Oh, right
100%.
there.
That is 100% canon.
How do you know that?
Beezer
Is
for
he
that
in the
is
book?
yeah, Beezer Fortuna, man.
That's awesome. He's the cousin. They mentioned that he's his cousin.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Successful cousin,
Yeah. Who's that guy with the beard?
I don't know.
Come on, Ken.
Jin does not want to be here. Jin
Well, I
ran
need
away
to
from
read
these
the
people.
book.
She was left. She was stranded, and a lot of the people here feel as though she deserted them as well. They don't know the whole story.
Okay.
She does know that she has the ace in the hole when she gets to Saw, or to get to Saw.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She can kind of bypass the creepy octopus thing.
Right.
She's the daughter of
Well,
Gavin Erskine.
how come
Yeah.
Two Tubes? Did Two Tubes just join Saw like recently? How come?
I think we're gonna find that out. He and his egg mate, the other guy, I forget his name. They teamed up at some point. We're gonna
Okay.
find that out.
All right. Yeah, because
We're gonna get that book.
we are
The
Two Tubes and Saw
squad.
Gerrera's
What is it?
Adventures of, like a Lethal Weapon movie.
Yeah.
Speaking of
Actually,
Lethal
Grace, can you come
I-
over here for a
I love
second?
how
Grace.
they-
Got a quick question. Just
Grace!
hang on here.
I love how they
Did
clearly
you
been in
know?
prison before.
We're just gonna ask the average person. Did you know that
Thanks.
Bib
You are
Fortuna
average.
and
Beezer Fortuna.
were cousins? Did you know that?
Did you know
And
that?
do you
I
know who?
don't even
Bib-
know what language we're speaking.
Okay.
Okay.
We're
So,
speaking nerd.
Got to know.
okay.
Hey, Grace, can you take John's wallet and throw it on the sidewalk?
Again.
Oh.
He looks so happy.
She's like, we're not going to hug, are we?
Yeah. I mean, the character is so significantly different from Clone Wars until now.
Yeah, he's gone bonkers.
And not a lot of time has passed between then
Not a lot.
and this
I mean,
point here.
20
Not a lot.
years.
Something.
I mean, Clone Wars and
Well, Clone
no,
Wars.
sorry,
Oh
no,
yeah,
I
I'm
mean
talking
Rebels,
Rebel. Yeah, we're
about a
talking
year.
Rebel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was about a year.
Clone Wars.
So the question was like,
What
has
happened
happened
in that year? Something
Yeah.
bad happened.
Yeah.
I think he hit his breaking point. He's done fighting at the end here, but
He might got tortured by that stupid thing that Bodhi got.
I think he
tortured
took some hits off it. Like I said, jokes aside, Forrest Whitaker, I love the Star Wars overacting. That's kind of a little Star Wars tradition that someone's always going to go over the top.
I think Riz Ahmed to some point over.
You think Riz does?
Yeah, more than everybody else in this movie.
Right.
But it doesn't bother me because again, Riz has a backstory that's unlike anybody else's.
Mhm.
And if I was in this particular situation, both as an actor and as somebody actually living in this universe,
Yeah.
I'd be sweaty.
Yeah.
I would be really wide-eyed, like looking around everywhere. So I understand it.
Yeah.
As an actor, if I ever booked a Star Wars role, I would overcook the shit out of that.
He took that guy's wallet.
It's something good about watching a Oscar-winning actor
Yeah.
be a ham about it too, because
Yeah.
there's such better hams
Yeah,
than
yeah,
like
yeah.
you know.
It ain't easy being
Right.
a
Yeah.
ham.
Well, they also, I also like the idea when hearing Pablo Hidalgo talk about how they came up with Saw Gerrera because they hadn't come up with a kind of character like this, and they said, "Well, we actually have someone
Mhm.
that is similar to this." So
Yeah.
let's
I bet that's how it works more often than not. It's like you walk into the Star Wars shop, you're like, "Hey, I'm looking for
Right.
character like
Right.
this and this.
And they
and,
have one.
hey, let me go check the
Well,
stock
Saw,
room." Yeah.
Saw
Well-
is from the mind of George.
George Lucas, I was
Yeah,
gonna
he
say,
wanted the live action TV show is going to include him.
Okay, honest question: do y'all think George Lucas liked this movie so much because he loved it, or because there was so much in there that harkens back to things that he
I'd say
created?
both.
I think a little bit of both.
Both,
Little
yeah.
column A, little column B. I think he was a little hurt over the Force Awakens and the direction that they took, taking
Well,
it
because
away from him.
that was the thing. Because in
Yeah.
this was something he had nothing to do with whatsoever.
Yeah,
He gave them a script for Episode 7,
and they
said,
went,
"No thanks."
Right. But even there's less ties, I feel like, in Force Awakens. Understandably so,
By the way,
because that's 30 years later.
Right.
Saw doesn't seem to be wearing a cape as much as he just has a flag pinned to his back.
Right.
You get what you can.
How
Ooh,
fast?
upside down Death Star.
Do they say how fast this thing goes?
No, I don't know that.
Because it travels pretty fast.
I'm
in
gonna
the
lose any
role-playing
contest
game,
to
the West
Sam.
End Games role-playing
Yeah.
game, which was considered canon
It's got a
for
hyperdrive,
while.
right?
It does have a
Does have
hyperdrive, and
So
it's the slowest hyperdrive, but it does have a
the Death
hyperdrive.
Star.
Looks
Yeah.
better there.
So the Death Star goes really fast in the game, but if you're playing the role-playing game, you know what goes really slow? Your life.
Yeah. Aww. Now that looks great.
Just
Come on.
because you were
That's
never
good.
cool enough in high school to play the Star Wars
I actually did
role-playing
play it.
game.
I actually did
yeah.
play it.
Did you?
I had friends who were diehard, and so I'd come
Yeah.
over occasionally in the weekend.
Whatever. This guy's got Magic the Gathering cards in his back pocket
got a land
right now.
destruction deck ready to go.
But another reason, like after you read Catalyst and you see, and
or for Mark
Well,
looking at the
apparently
pictures.
I saw Catalyst.
But
yeah.
the tension between Krennic and
Between Krennic and Urso, and then between
Tarkin.
Krennic and Tarkin.
Tarkin
Yeah.
would have to be in there because they're vying for power to be in the Emperor's favor. So you had to have him in it.
But by this point, I think it's more than that for Tarkin. So at this point, Tarkin's already been named Grand Moff.
Yeah,
Now
but he's
just swinging his dick around.
not necessarily though. This is the biggest weapon this is the atom bomb. This is the biggest weapon, and who is ultimately in control of it once Episode 4 comes around?
Right,
This is how he got to be in control.
right.
Of it.
Would it be fair to call the Death Star the Hulk Hogan leg drop of the Star Wars universe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I would call it the Bo Jackson of the universe.
Well, it does get injured.
Nice.
It does get
Nice pull.
You son of a bitch. And then it comes back again, but it's not as good.
It's not as
And
good.
then
Yeah,
it makes
it's
so-
like half, kind of half what it was before,
because it plays one sport
Yeah.
instead of two. Yeah.
and it lost to the Bears. Right? Am I right?
Wow.
All right. Right. Here we go. Love this stuff here. This is.
Okay. Another honest question: did they overuse the shot of the Death Star upside down?
No.
Because I like seeing
Wait,
it
hold on.
once,
Now you gotta be quiet because this is a good
but
scene.
I want to see it. Oh, I'm sorry. Am I ruining the Kristian Harloff commentary?
Yeah. No, this is a good scene. Come on.
Yeah, but the music sucks. Where do you hear that piano? No. No.
Grumpy cat.
Although you can see from Saw's point of view why he would be at least even a rational person would
of
be a little
course.
suspicious. This could be like
Right.
this is all too convenient.
But this is the best acting that she does in this.
Yeah, I was going to say, and not
this
that
is-
Felicity Jones is a
No.
bad actress at all.
Yeah.
I think she
It's the
was.
best scene.
I think a lot of stuff was cut and changed. I think.
I think emotionally, this is the hardest hitting scene
Yeah.
too.
Mhm.
Even more so than the ending for me. This is the crux of the emotional core of the movie.
Well, yes, because she finds out everything that she thought about her father that wasn't true
Yeah.
Right.
is true.
And it ties into the Star Wars, a time-honored tradition of father issues.
Yes. Yeah.
Right. And even when she sees him later, it's like we as the audience have kind of already accepted the fact that we're not going to get like a happy reunion weekend with them.
She has grown to hate this man
Right.
too,
Yeah.
not knowing
Well, that's
exactly
what I
what
mean.
happened.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And now that's all gone.
Which, by the way, Galen Erso, Snoke.
I think so.
The upside down.
I think
down Death
Snoke.
Star?
Now remember,
Snoke is
the Death
poor
Star is
gullet.
not upside down.
Yeah.
It's just on the bottom part of the planet. We're just
John,
looking at it from a different
It's
perspective.
an upside down shot.
Sure. Sure.
I lost your mother in a sabacc game.
I told your mother to hide. She didn't.
Right.
Now,
And she got what was coming to her.
She's now a Wookiee. Where's
Your mom hit the blue milk very hard.
do you
Damn, look
think,
at that shadow.
Christian, you love this scene? Do you think
Yeah. I do like
Galen should have? I like it too. Galen should have said, "Hey, Jen, if you're listening, there's a hole on the Death Star."
Right.
Instead of going,
He
"Hey,
just-
there's a planet with the
Right.
plans that will tell you
Well,
something."
You'd
just
still
did
need
say-
the
he did- he
plans
just
to
did.
Still need 'em.
specifically get there.
He just said that there's.
This looked beautiful.
He said that he made a.
Yeah,
a
but
promo.
maybe give some specifics.
Well, he's getting there, right? Isn't he getting to it?
Maybe.
Well, but she also. I mean,
it was for me one of the plot things.
yeah. But grab that disc.
Tell,
lady.
yeah,
Grab that disc.
I
Get
think
out
he
of
was
it.
about to say it. This is what I was bringing up earlier. Force Awakens
Mhm.
felt the need to destroy 5 planets. If Earth is one of those planets, they had to kill 35 billion people to make their point. This movie has a ripple in the planet.
Yeah.
I think achieves the same effect.
I agree with you. I think that the stuff, that thing in Force Awakens.
That's what
was
bugs
silly.
me about
Yeah,
that
it was
movie. It's
silly.
not the Rathars. It's that amount of, even in A New Hope,
Yeah.
you know?
It was excessive, and it was. They were just basically. That was one of the rip-off scenes. Where like, oh, we blew up one planet in New Hope.
Now we
gotta
gotta go
blow up
bigger.
6, whatever
Yeah.
it was, yeah.
But I think we're going to really feel the repercussions of that in Episode 8.
I
The
think so,
fact that
too.
it was
Government-wise.
Hosnian Prime, the fact that it
Government-wise.
was like the other
Absolutely
systems.
will, but it was the way that it was executed.
Just as watching a story, how am I going to get emotional about one old smuggler dying if these 35 billion other people don't mean anything to me? You know?
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm
I agree.
fine.
No,
but
I
that's
agree.
also assuming that you've seen Force Awakens.
I'm sorry. It's spoilers.
Right. So you're saying, Ken, in the book, Bodhi's not.
He's still out of it.
Okay.
More now. You hung over, and then suddenly you got to jump, to life quickly because
Like
something's happened.
Not a big drinker, but
yeah. Like that's what I think the movie version of it is. In the book, it takes a
But
while.
your description of that makes me appreciate Riz Ahmed's performance more. Here's my question: do these guys who write the book have they seen the movie?
Seen
They
the movie?
made it
No,
up
Lucino
completely.
hadn't seen Catalyst drama.
No.
Oh.
The Rogue One adaptation.
I assume that they.
I think usually it's based on the original the scripts.
No, not always. 'Cause
Not always.
Lucino, yes, because the movie hadn't been shot yet. But I think that
I'm talking about the novelizations.
I think Alexander Freed.
Yeah.
I'm just curious if a guy like Freed watches it and is like, you know what, Riz Ahmed is really throwing everything he's got at this. I'm going to put this in for the backstory.
Well, it's a good question because The Force
This looks
Awakens was
so
great.
awe-inspiring.
That is
Yeah,
Like that's just
that's that.
Oh,
and
I love
that
this
is
moment.
Amazing.
yeah.
Love it. Love that
What
moment.
a dick.
It's like a piece of art. Like he's gonna hang that in his office.
Mendelssohn's got that look like he's the rich dad at the talent show. You know, like my third grader's the best.
All right, pop quiz question here. At this
Hot
point,
shot.
are you just curling up and accepting your death? Or are you gonna try to run somewhere?
Give it a shot.
I'm
I'd give it a
running.
shot.
instincts
Yeah.
would kick in. You'd run.
I mean,
I,
unless
I'm going full saw here.
Saw
I'm
Gerrera,
just
you're
like
done.
that was a good time.
Right. Yeah, I don't buy it. I think you'd run.
Yeah.
and then you see your buddy's ship escape and think,
Yeah.
maybe I could have run.
I could have.
Saw Gerrera could have made it though. He just
Saw
he's
Gerrera
had
was
enough.
done.
He
He's
didn't
had
want to.
enough.
Yeah,
done.
exactly.
I don't think Saw could have made it. I mean, he's limping around pretty bad.
Yeah,
there,
that's true.
You know,
I mean, they barely get out.
Well,
he's not like a
he
Ken
did- he-
Napzok that walks around the block 5 times a day.
Right, to islands. He didn't want to. He knew that he'd need help getting out, and he didn't want to cost anybody that chance.
I do think that it's so interesting how different Star Wars fans, like if you've just seen Rogue One, you haven't ever seen Clone Wars, it's okay. Forrest Whitaker's here, he had a nice little run, he's gone.
Right.
But if you're
Right,
like the
right.
hardcore Star Wars fan, you watch this whole arc of this character end right there.
Yeah. Okay, but what I don't do if I'm Saw is unplug my thing because there's a chance I'm alive in the rubble.
Right.
Sure, that looks
Yeah,
like
but then
it.
you'll be
Little known
out.
fact: Saw Gerrera,
Has a wallet? Snoke. Ongoing theme, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
Little known fact.
There are 18 characters in Rogue One who are actually
Right.
Snoke.
Oh, we get to Ken. We're gonna get to point out Chopper later.
Oh yeah,
Chopper, and then we'll hear when
Chopper the fart bot.
That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's cool.
so cool.
That looks
how much of the planet gets just that little area? Because
Yeah, I mean the planet doesn't blow
Yeah,
up or anything.
right,
It's,
right.
Yeah, I don't think the planet feels good right now.
Yeah,
The Death Star's like,
right, like
maybe we
how I
should
wonder how
move.
much that's
Yeah.
gonna spread.
I think that was equivalent to an A bomb,
That's what she said.
maybe 2 A
An
bombs.
A bomb?
You could see it from
What was I
orbit.
saying before that? I
Never
missed
mind. Grace got it.
that. Come on, how great does that look?
Direct
Look
up,
paints it up.
Krennic.
Yeah, it ain't perfect.
No, it's not perfect, but I mean, yeah.
What a great
Yeah.
like
The misadventures.
passive aggressive.
Yeah.
You know,
It's like a
I
deleted,
love the back.
deleted
I like.
scene
I
from
like.
Office Space.
Look at the crooked Nazis in the back that are just like
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah.
which way to who's in power.
who do I go
Yeah.
to?
I love that Tarkin's strategy is the opposite of a compliment sandwich. Like, here's something awful.
Yep. Oh, so good.
Yeah, just undressing him.
Yep. What were those shots that ABC News showed?
This is
Yeah.
look at that look. That's Gerald Wilkins trying to talk trash to Jordan right there.
What's that shot? Like, you remember they had Guy Henry talking to Princess Leia?
Uh huh.
What do you think that was? Just test stuff?
Probably tests or
Post credit scene.
Yeah,
Oh.
post credit. Yeah.
Maybe.
Would they have? They were so far apart, the Empire and the Rebellion and Separatists and all that stuff. They were so far apart by now that they're not like meeting in any political things anymore. Like they're clearly two
the Senate.
warring
The
factions.
Senate is still
Who's that
going.
They're still
Yeah. The Senate is still going. That's
Right.
later when we get to back to Yavin 4. That's you
when
still
he
have
disbands them.
senators saying
Yeah.
we got to go
okay,
political.
Okay,
But this is the one thing about this guy's strategy. He just said, okay, Jed's destroyed. Well, change of orders. When you find Galen or so, kill him.
Kill him.
A little late. The
Right.
machine is clearly done.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
built.
Yeah.
if there's any order associated with Galen, now it's bring him back to us alive,
Right.
because he's the one dude that could potentially
Well,
find a flaw.
Draven is supposed to represent kind of the heavy-handed hammer
yeah.
hammer type of philosophy.
Yeah.
Intentionally, I think, to be careless.
What else happens on Edu, Ken, that I don't know about? Is there stuff they did in Rebels?
Not really.
No?
Not much. And the Edu sequence for
Who hosts
me.
the Star Wars show?
But Edu, he knows this. He knows these planets and stuff
I
better
don't
than
have
I
a
do.
wife or child.
Yeah. No. Well, listen. I'm telling you, when it comes to planets and weapons, people are always like, "How come you're not in the Star Wars show?" You guys know that. Remember that stuff better than I do. Like,
I think you and me can give him a game, but once it gets into the what's that look? We can give him a game, but it's
me and you versus those two.
yeah, we can give him a game. Give anybody a game.
In a regular show now.
I could tell you this: it was the two of you against Ken and I. The two of you, we would not knock you out. You guys would know too much. You would score too many points. It would be
good. It'd be a tough one.
I mean, they don't know if Poplu or Tebow was the one that stole the speeder bike, but okay.
No, it was totally Poplu.
Damn it.
Because no, you hear him say Poplu.
Yep.
Poplu. See, now going back to what we were talking about the Saw Gerrera scene, is that her whole kind of wiring has changed.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love that. It's like, because I hate movies like that to where, like, even though you just saw this whole message, you still got to stick the same way that you were before. It's like, no, I've changed now because I see things in a totally different.
But she doesn't just change like that. You see her fighting her own change. You see her almost reluctantly change. Like she knows
it doesn't come
now.
until the actual death of her father, to where she goes completely.
Sure.
But I also hate movies when they do it the other way, where there is a character dynamic shift, but it's not warranted.
Right.
This is clearly that
Yeah,
her
no.
seeing Galen was John Wick's dog getting killed.
There was an
Yes.
inciting incident that made it happen. So
Sure.
come on, that's Catherine
I
Reitman.
still think Cassian's change is a little abrupt later for me, but I can live with it.
Well, because he's got the sweets for her.
I don't think he does. I don't think they do. I think they went with
He knows it. He read the book.
no, not even that. I think they intentionally chose to have non-romantic connection.
I think
between
they
like that they
did,
stayed
but I
away
can
from
also
that, too.
read in. I can read between the lines here. And
You're
It
such
took you
a
a
guy.
long time to get settled.
But I think Cassian also, like right from the first scene, I think Cassian's been
Mhm.
very close to the edge. Like he's always been, as far as the runtime of the movie goes, I do this because I need to do it, but I don't like it.
Right.
And I didn't think it took much
Right.
to make him like kind of take a different worldview.
was
And he's
anybody
got-
else like when we were at the premiere watching this? It's
I wasn't.
when the three of us were at the
Right.
premiere and Ken was building an ATST in his bathtub.
ATST.
It was after
ATST.
that Jetta scene, and when we see them take off, it's like, hey, when do you think we're going to see Darth Vader for the first time?
Yeah. I thought there was going to be. I thought there'd be 2, maybe 3 scenes.
I was hoping for 2.
Yeah, I
was
think
hoping for
I
2.
think in Jedi Council we talked about. I think we knew going
I
in that
did
we were going
think
to see very little of
Yeah,
Vader.
I did think there was potential they were going to 3 because there was that stuff they cut out in the trailer that they show where he was behind like the red screen. That I thought maybe that was actually still in the movie still,
Right.
but they cut that out. But the stuff that we got was more
And
than enough.
seeing this scene in particular, because we just got a great first act, in my opinion. That was a dynamite first act of a Star Wars movie. Seeing this locked me into the tone of the rest of the movie because this is such a fun Star Warsy feel where we're going into like an asteroid field or like a bad weather situation. We get to see something new colors. And I mean,
Yeah.
look at this.
It's a good space adventure, right?
Yeah, but this is a different looking planet. Like one of the things I loved about the prequels is in Attack of the Clones where we get to see the rain planet, which is named.
Well, I
Camino.
think that what Lucasfilm and Disney has been very conscious about and has been doing it is giving us more and different planets, and they did. And I thought they did it great in this movie.
planetular diversity.
Was that guy in Game of Thrones? The guy that was on the
No, he
Him?
played Death and Bill and Ted.
No, not he. Did
No,
not. No, the guy,
no.
The one who did some hand slicing. I don't want to give away a.
What are you talking about?
So there's a popular character.
Noah Taylor plays Locke on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's not him.
Not him.
Okay.
But Noah Taylor is the roadie in Almost Famous.
That's
and
what it was.
also a cousin of Bib Fortuna.
Nice.
fact.
Can I tell you something? If we
No,
did a
no,
showdown,
no.
You and me versus them two in Game of Thrones.
Ken would win.
We don't need to show up.
Yeah, I know.
I would be the Freddie Prinze Jr. to
Oh,
his Ken
burn.
to his Sam Wetwer.
See, right here, she should have fought this and just made herself go.
I will say this in popular opinion: the Edu sequence not my favorite. The whole sequence.
No?
It's not my favorite either.
Yeah.
It's actually this is my least favorite.
Yeah.
Ah,
The second time I saw this movie and I hit this pot, I was like,
Why is
just
that?
get the scare.
it takes a while to get to the. For me, it takes a while to get to the climax of this particular episode,
Sequence?
which is when she sees Galen and they
Yeah.
die. It takes a minute for me to get there. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, yeah, it's just it's a little stop off. I don't know. It didn't take to it. It's slightly boring to me.
I think
If you enjoy it out there, keep enjoying it.
No, right, Ken, and tell them that you enjoy. You can accordion this a little.
It's very
bit for me.
important to the story parts, though. I mean,
I gotta admit,
Execution.
I soaked in this scene. I really did.
Yeah.
I like
Like a
this
bath, like a fine bath.
like
Yeah.
a bath with fine salts.
Yeah.
I ate bath salts watching this. Scene.
a bat
The
farm?
premiere.
Okay, a Florida man.
The 3 best words in morning radio. A Florida man.
By the way, we'll see you in Florida at Star Wars
Coming up soon.
Celebration.
Yeah.
Well done.
Where Ken and John will be in a Star Wars
Oh,
Schmodown
that's gonna be
against
interesting.
Sam Witwer.
Yeah, Kristian will be there too.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
This is
we'll
gonna
be
be
picking
Well,
sides.
We will
Opening
know.
to
We
Hot
will know all
Shots?
the answers.
We're gonna know every answer.
Yeah.
Can't stop us.
No, nice try, turds.
I forget her name.
Ralph.
I missed this question, but the
No.
I don't know
operator of this facility is now in the Poe Dameron. In the Dr.
Count?
Afra comic.
This facility is.
Yeah, she's a female imperial officer with like some kind of
Cut
cybernetic
off on
stuff.
those comics. I gotta get back into them.
Yeah.
If you hold up a picture of Dr. Afra next to Anne,
Snow.
my wife, dressed as Dr.
Yeah.
Afra,
Yeah.
you'd swear they designed Dr. Afra. And Anne's going to be at Celebration
As
dressed
Afra?
As Dr.
Oh,
Afra,
there you
yeah.
go.
Kristian,
And she's
can I tell
had
you
people
something?
from Hasbro
Yeah.
making her costume.
Oh,
for
that's
her.
great. Afra's a great character. I love
I don't
the
think
Afra
we-
character.
I don't think we beat him in the Star Wars show.
No, that's really-
Upon further review,
You're like, who the hell
they're
is
quoting
Dr.
medical
Afra?
professionals.
She's not. She's an
I
archaeologist.
know who Afra is.
It belongs in a museum.
It belongs in a museum.
So do you, Dr. Jones.
Balak.
Those movies are so good.
The best. Well, 3.
75% of them.
Yep.
I'd say 83% of the movies are great because I liked 8% of
Okay.
Crystal Skull?
Skull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's
Alright.
there's some worth stuff in it.
Tell me
Worthy
which
stuff.
parts, and I'll try to
Part
watch.
Time. It's great.
The refrigerator get you?
All right. Here's
Oh.
all the scientists wearing white
Gophers,
bags as
The-
clothes.
They dress scientists as Cheesecake Factory waiters.
Monkeys in the trees? No. All right.
Are you still on Crystal?
I love his base's weapon, man.
Yeah.
It's like give me
Yeah.
a little Jesse Ventura Predator
It's
style.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's a good call.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Yep.
What was his nickname for that gun?
Bertha, or was it Bertha?
Or
Or,
Betsy? Or
Can't remember that.
sweet. Shoot.
this is going to kill me now.
I'm going to quote Kristian Harloff and say Ralph.
No, it wasn't Ralph. Sweet. I can tell you the song that they sing.
Well, yes.
Gotta have
Hey,
myself.
Grace,
Gotta have
could
myself.
you look up for us the name of Jesse Ventura's gun
In Predator.
Predator.
Gatling gun.
He had a nickname for the gun. It's going to kill us what it's called.
It's like Sweet something or Bertha. Or, I can't remember.
That movie is the reason why
Or
he was
Quiet
elected
Time
governor of
on it.
Minnesota.
Easily. Or it wasn't his work in Running Man, I'll tell you that.
Was he in Running Man?
Sure was.
Jesse
Yeah.
Ventura was?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm so look, Jesse the Body
Right,
Ventura.
Oh, all right, I'm sorry.
Love to have him call a Schmodown match.
This doesn't seem like a good managerial move.
No. What
Old
was it?
Painless.
Old
That's
Painless,
what it is.
right.
Thank you,
Thank
Grace.
you. This doesn't seem like a good management move. You got your 5 top engineers in the Empire.
Yeah, and they're all
I'm just gonna-
complicit in your bidding this thus
Yeah.
far.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because you're
It's
not
gonna
going to
kill
get you think about it though. It's Galen is the one who basically can put all of his information into anyone who's somewhat capable.
Yeah.
So it's okay to kill him, but it's still
I just think he also thinks, hey, the system, the weapon works.
right.
Thanks for playing.
Right. We can find other people who are.
You
Yeah,
made me
as
look
you
bad
want.
in front of my supervisor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good counterpoint is that they're they still want Galen to stay alive.
Right. He
here.
won't kill Galen.
Yeah.
He
Right.
punches him in the belly, but yeah, these guys are like
Those guys are all like Walter White season 1.
Yeah, they're like the ET scientists.
Those are some bad mofos in that movie.
Yeah. And we know Krennic knew this from the beginning. He just wanted him to say it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Krennic's that's probably why he parked so far away at the
I
beginning,
think maybe
because
there's
he's
a
a big
part
fan of
Krennic
show.
didn't want to
Yeah.
believe it,
Yeah.
Krennic's got a flair for the dramatic.
and he does. I think he does have a soft spot for Galen.
Of course. Well, they were buddies.
They're
in
buddies.
college,
College buddies, basically. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Take the shot. Take the shot.
Well, he sees him get.
The target is green.
He sees that he's not stupid. He's watching this whole
is his
scenario. go
moral
down.
dilemma going
Yeah.
on
I
too.
think he's also waiting for some sort of Galen and Krennic like agreement. Like if he shakes his hand,
Right.
off the guy.
Right.
He's,
But he's clearly resistant to what he's
Yes.
doing. That sounded like G.I. Joe lasers, and I love it.
very
Me
good.
too,
Very
yeah.
good.
Yeah, see, now-
Round of Yojo Cola for you.
Now he knows. Why not take out Krennic though? He should have taken Krennic out.
Yeah, the guy's wearing white. He's pretty easy to shoot.
Right. Krennic's gotta be in season 4 of Rebels, right?
I'd be happy with that. Good moment.
Yeah.
What was that? That wasn't
That
a
wasn't
Wilhelm
a Wilhelm
scream,
scream,
though.
no.
Do they use it?
They do use it. But
Yeah, you do use it
in
at some
The
point.
third act, probably.
I think so.
I think
I
you're
think
right. It
it's-
is the
yeah.
third act.
I don't know what the problem with that stormtrooper is. She just flipped him.
Yeah, she flipped him, but it was off a cliff. So that way you can
No,
die.
he's at the bottom of the cliff going, ow.
Right.
He's at the bottom of the cliff saying, 3 days from retirement.
Right.
Man, it's going to go
Too
move
old
to
for this.
Naboo, open up a thrift store.
But it is a. I mean, it's not Krennic who kills Galen.
It is
It's
a
a rebellion.
Y-Wing.
Yeah.
My precious Y-Wings in action.
And I do like that even though they said there's not going to be any Jedi, they didn't get away from it. Don't even mention the Jedi in this. They mention the Jedi often
Mhm.
in this movie.
Yeah. See,
And I like the fact they were going to pull him back.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
Sure.
Again, going back to the normal shtick of guys like just send him in anyway.
right.
Mhm, mhm.
They're still having moral dilemmas
Yeah,
over at the rebellion
They
side.
just
of
have a
things.
particular agenda. that
Yeah.
they're
Great
gonna
shot.
Yeah. See, once the X-wings came in, Kenny, I was like, "This is
Yeah, I'm
this
fine
is
with that.
my Star Wars
I'm
now."
fine with that.
go. So you're back on board with the scene?
This is a good sequence. A good sequence does not a great scene make.
Okay.
I
Sit at an ancient Chinese bumper sticker.
I do think that my first time watching this, I loved everything. My second time seeing this in theater, I was a little like, because I was with a huge crowd Thursday night opening night at midnight, and I wanted to get to Vader because I was tired.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was sleepy and I wanted to.
The second time you saw it?
Yeah.
Third time. Fourth time.
Second time.
Third-
Because
second
we saw
time.
the premiere, then I went Thursday
Right.
at midnight.
I still TIE Fighter. Anytime anyone
TIE
ever
Fighter
asks me,
sound?
it's my favorite sound.
Yeah.
At all. So
Mine
that
is the
and
seismic charges from Attack of the Clones.
and the scream of a lightsaber coming to life.
Mine is Luke Skywalker saying he needs to go to Tachi Station.
Yeah.
That's my ringtone.
But how it should be. Can you get that ringtone?
We're good.
What can't you do these days?
Krennic's
I wonder-
no good, very bad day.
I think it was a big like Imperial wide joke to tell Krennic to wear a white uniform and
Yeah.
see how long he would do it.
Right.
Yeah, you get the sense that Krennic was made fun of a
He's
lot.
smelling
Yeah.
his own breath
Yeah.
for. What's up?
Kind of like how we told Makuga to wear Pittsburgh shirts every day.
Yeah.
This after seeing Rebels though too,
That's awesome.
this whole thing, with the way Kanan kind of tune into the Force, it's cool to
Yeah.
also see that.
That was a Wilhelm scream right there.
Was it?
That was a truncated Wilhelm scream.
Oh, sorry about
We used to celebrate these together.
that. I know. Who was it that hates the Wilhelm scream?
I mean,
I think it's Schnapp.
no, it's somebody in our crew. It's probably I don't. It
That's
probably
Schnapp.
Whether this is how I look after
Yeah.
cardio.
That also reminded me of Empire.
Yeah.
yeah. When they showed us the trailer and like it's the end bridge scene and that TIE fighter comes up,
Yeah.
I thought that was going to feel a little bit like Empire too, but alas, that ship did not rise.
He's holding his hands like Emperor Palpatine.
Yeah. He's hurt, John. Have some compassion.
Wait, does that mean he's Snoke?
Galen Krennic? Snoke.
It took me
I've
4
seen Hannibal.
takes.
But this goes back to everything that happens from beginning to end of this movie is that even if you don't like this movie, you can't say that this movie didn't take chances and it was ballsy. Like the fact that killing off her dad, that ultimately she's got to go through this mission and herself kind of putting herself at risk and her going out also. It's a good one.
It's an emotional pull. Who's saying they don't like this movie?
There are people that don't like this movie.
Like to still like it. Yeah.
I still agree that I don't think the character development is as solid as other Star Wars.
Yeah.
films.
If you don't like Rogue One, to Hosnian Prime with you. That's a death sentence, guy.
Yeah, it is.
I do like that shot in the background though too. Do they leave him there? Or they pick his body up at least. I think they leave him like a piece of trash.
Yeah, I mean, you got to go here.
No.
See, I actually like this theme.
It's
better than the Anakin Padme.
Well, that's
theme.
why. That's one of the themes that
It
I
does
actually
sound
do
like
like
it.
because
Oh, I love that.
it is actually tied
Yeah.
back to the prequel era.
That's a hell of a gun.
Great gun to get on Battlefront, by the way.
Yeah.
That gun you can get in a Battlefront.
There's a similar one. If it's not
Yeah.
the same one, it's similar.
I like the Padme and Anakin.
Can't stand it.
No, huh?
Can't stand
I like it.
That yeah, I actually, you know what? As much as I hate the prequels, that piece of
I love
music
the
is
in
quite
the
nice.
prequels. I think it's really good.
I just hate what happens during the music.
Well, yeah, a lot of it, some of it, most of it. Monkeys in the trees in Indiana Jones. What's he looking around for? He can't see him.
Hey guys, you think Ken will like that scene?
See, now that to me, I think she reacted a lot better than Galen did when his wife died. Just saying, family deaths, people react to them better than
I'm
that.
gonna have to request politely you get off this horse.
I love her reaction here. I think it's great. This is probably the second best acting she does in this, right, Ken? No? All
Yeah.
right.
Hey, you're right.
Oh, what's that mean? What's going on here, boys?
Nothing. I just
Is there a mutiny of
no, I don't.
Oscar
I don't know
winner
what's
Felicity
happening.
Jones?
I am
Is
a
she a
fan of
winner?
Felicity Jones. I just think she was
Nominated?
she underplayed this movie, not by her design. I think the way the character was cut.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but there's a drip. See the drips?
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
the
I love
scene?
Yeah.
Clog it up.
How are you going to fly this vehicle into space if rain
There's a
gets
hole?
in? If
Well, we
rain
don't know
is
if it's
coming through the
we don't know
roof-
if it's a rain. It could be a leak from one of the pipes,
Sure, okay.
carbon or something. See, we would win.
I don't know if the judges are going to accept that answer.
Yeah, and this is where I think the best character development in the whole movie is between these two. That's why I like the scene, because I think that from everything we saw from Cassian leading up to his change, because he's a guy that by the book, go the order, follow the rules,
Yeah,
didn't do it.
and he's
That's a
had to
great
fight.
line. Some of us don't have the luxury of deciding where and when we want to care about something.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love that line.
And when he was 6, he was
A separatist
nice.
Oh, I was going to say spelling bee champ.
fighting for
That's you.
Dooku.
I was.
At 6,
Not at 6.
what'd you lose on? What was the word? Rhythm.
6th grade. I don't
I
lose on
can't-
rhythm.
I can't
No.
spell rhythm to this
Rhythm's
day.
not
No.
easy.
It's a tough one.
RYTHYM.
No N. Huh?
Also, I don't have
Rhythm.
any rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go.
Bodhi has not done anything. He's like when I used to like pretend I was working. I just like
Mhm.
at the restaurant like
Mhm.
Oh,
Re-
dude.
keep
I can tell stories about you at the Comedy Store that I heard.
Oh, it's all true.
Oh,
All of
yeah,
it.
my ankle's acting up. Can somebody else change the sign
How about I'm
tonight?
afraid of heights.
Yeah, most people like
Hold on,
favorite
Mustafar.
Mustafar.
go.
Night.
Mustafar.
Somebody else told me that
No.
this was not Mustafar.
They
They're
are wrong.
It was
They're
you. No,
wrong.
it was one of you guys.
No.
because
No, it's Mustafar. 100%.
this is clearly Mustafar.
Yes.
Yeah.
Although it is,
Good.
Pablo confirmed it.
it is curious.
Because a lot
Why
of
on
people were telling me it
every
wasn't.
planet that we arrive on,
This
they
music.
put up a subtitle.
I hate
on
this
it.
music. I hate
And
this
on
music.
Mustafar, they don't put up the
They-
word.
they-
up.
they-
do
that's
with
purpose.
every other
Yeah.
planet.
That's on purpose.
Oh, that's a
They
good
don't wanna
catch, John. Yeah.
Telltale.
Yeah.
I understand your point with that music being a little over the top, but it also, I think it's a nice note to the audience. So we just had this quiet moment.
wanna know who
Everybody
this guy
wake
is.
up
This
because this
is-
rock star
they
is about
say
to
who
come
he
on
is.
stage.
His name is Vinay. He is just a handler.
Now, I like this Anakin. They show it for a brief second. Is that?
Where's the Batman? Grody.
This is me every
right.
morning at 7 a.m.
I'm imagining Santini coming
Yeah.
in with the. See, this is not a fun business trip, you
No.
know? This is not, I got the company card. We're going to go to Yard House afterwards.
Right.
This sucks.
Accompanied with a dad joke at the end.
Yeah.
Great shot. I'm all on board for that shot.
I love this.
Me too.
I love
I'm
this.
fine with everything other than the dad joke.
The dad joke. Yeah.
It
Seems
it
great.
does bother me enough to.
The music here is
Darth
fantastic.
Vader always had a wink and a nod with his
Anakin
lines.
did, but I think Anakin lost his sense of
Nah.
humor.
Yeah.
Darth Vader,
And I hate when people say, "Well, he had those types of jokes in Empire." No,
He
he
did.
didn't.
Yes,
no,
he
he
did.
did not.
apology
That's
accepted.
not a
Captain.
joke. That's not a pun like that.
Dude, that's a
Not
joke
like
though.
this.
It's a
It's a
joke.
Still.
If they shot Empire today, it'd be like, "Don't choke on your apology,
Right,
Captain
right.
Rita."
And he also
do
just
hear-
woke up.
You do
He
hear.
just woke
you do
up.
hear the age though. They're-
Actually, yeah, that's the first time I've really noticed the
You
age.
can- you
Yeah,
can hear
I
the
didn't
age.
notice it in the theater.
Yeah.
Probably because I was cheering.
There's still no question that you had to.
You
have
had
James
to.
Earl
Had
Jones
to.
do the
Yeah,
voice of
totally.
Vader.
Here we go.
Oh, the Force
If you
theme.
could fill this survey out.
I mean the sound.
Yeah, the classic.
Yeah.
Oh, something's
Something's going down.
too many wings at Hooters. Okay, and
You know
again,
what?
I want to point out,
It's-
this is not quite Darth Vader in Empire yet. He's working on his material. He's finding
It's an
what
open micer.
works.
You know, if you read the like the Vader down stuff,
Yeah.
that's not inconsistent with lines that he would say in the
That's-
comics as
okay,
well.
All right, let's go back to this.
Lords of the Sith.
Yeah. It's not,
Puns?
it's not a matter of puns. It's a difference. There's a big difference.
Jokes?
Yeah, it's like he's a better comedian than the other ones. That's basically what it is.
Work on it. There he is. That was our monkey.
It's your boy. Is anybody looking for Hera?
Was she in this?
They mention her. There's your boy.
There's Radis.
Love my
Steven
man
Sam.
Radis. General Merrick's mustache on point.
Yeah.
Some people are saying that where's the dude with the haircut that was in Jedi? The blonde dude.
Crix Madine.
Yeah, Madine. Some people
General Nadine is in this?
some people are thinking that that might be
Callus.
Callus.
Those people are right. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't want that.
Yeah. All right.
Well, you don't want General Nadine in this?
No, I
No,
do
he
want
doesn't want it to
him.
be
I
Callus.
don't want it to be Callus.
Oh.
Got to give.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. I guess
Ian
it won't
McElhenney.
shock me if they say Cal says call me by my real
Yeah.
name.
That's what I mean.
Crix.
I kind of think it'll be all right.
Is that Wedge's older brother right there with the
No,
mustache?
but there's rumors that not
be.
rumors. Dennis Lawson's going to be at Celebration.
Did you hear this? Dennis
Yeah.
Lawson is coming to Star
Yeah.
Wars
Really?
Celebration.
He might be in
They
episode
let
8,
him
man.
back
Yeah.
in the fold, like Bret Hart coming back to WWE.
Yeah, that might mean something.
He's opening for me at the Improv.
If he shows up in episode 8,
I like that.
I'd be happy with that.
I would be happy with it. Yes, I would.
He was-
All would be forgiven.
Yeah,
Yeah.
by everybody.
Oh, and by the way, wait, who's he related to?
Ralph Biscuit.
Is Ewan McGregor
Ewan
going to come too?
McGregor.
They're related.
Maybe.
Cousins. Or no, it's
Well,
his
I mean,
uncle.
That's his
I think
Ewan
a
is
lot.
his
I
next
think
Snoke.
anybody could possibly be there because remember it's the 40-year anniversary.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah, right.
Mon Mothma and Smith are like, damn, that was a good line.
That's right, Radis.
Yeah.
As the guy who's actually bringing the only legitimate warships to the
Right.
table, I say we fight.
What says the space monkey?
All right, don't say anything yet because I think this is where they say the thing about Hera coming up.
Yeah.
And shitty little ass. What's his name?
Chopper.
Yeah,
I think
I
they
like
say-
Chopper.
I don't know if they're talking about Hera.
they are. Filoni said
Did
it as
Filoni
much.
say
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I believe, don't they say general?
Yeah, and she gets
General.
promoted down the line.
Okay, I thought maybe
'Cause
they were talking about her
Cham
father.
Sadala was really not part of this whole thing.
That's the first time I noticed the guys who get wrecked at the end of this movie.
Right there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
General
General
Sindel.
And we see Chopper here in a few minutes.
I think Chopper shows up
Little later.
or a little later towards
But
the
close.
battle. Yeah.
Is Chopper in the 3PO R2D2 shot?
No.
No. You see him.
It's when Mon
it's when they
Mothma's-
come back. Yeah. It's
They're
when-
giving Mothma the information that my man Radis is taking off.
Yep.
Now, see, first of all, you also got a Game of Thrones actor there right on the left. Yoren
Yeah.
from Castle Black.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I never noticed that.
In the classic New Star Wars tradition of getting great actors and not giving them
A
lines.
lot of Game of Thrones and Game of Thrones actors.
Yeah.
To be
I love this moment, but this is one of the plot points I question.
what was it? I think it was you. I was trying to figure
About
out
what?
was it
He's
from?
been kind of against a lot of he and Jim going back and forth, and suddenly he's like, "Yeah, you know what? You got a point. I found some people. We're ready to go fight."
Well, no, it's more than that. Like, if you listen to what he's saying, look, everything all these horrible things I've done, I've done them because I've convinced myself there was something greater, and this is that.
Right.
I can
This
get
is
behind that.
moment.
Or he's been fighting this
And he
since
heard
he
her
was
speech.
6, and he figured out a way, and maybe somebody who he wants to spend the rest of his life with to
On a
prove-
beach.
If you
On
want
the
to spend
beach.
Stop
the rest
it.
of your life with
Stop it
somebody,
right
you
now.
want the
What?
rest of your life to start right now.
Yeah, this is his chance. Look, this guy knows he's either going to die.
I want to
doing
die
this,
with you, right?
or he's
Right?
going to.
Right?
I don't think
He doesn't believe he's dying yet.
I don't think Jin needs love yet. I think she
I don't
can
think
function
she
without
does.
it.
I don't think he does, but I think he's thinking in the back of his head, this is my best chance out because I've been in this crap since I was 6 and I want a way to get out.
Who are you? Stupid asshole.
Great line. And thus 1,000 memes were born.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love the Terminator 2 scene with him that's coming up though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's the best. Well, but that's kind of taking a shot at her dad, who just basically told her why he had to leave in the first place.
Great shot.
Well,
Great
maybe
shot.
it was more of a shot at
Who? Saw?
Saw, and yeah.
Still, he had
I
to
mean, her
breathe.
whole life she's either been
Yeah.
abandoned
Yeah,
or rejected.
but there is some.
I wanna
Again, she
hear about
doesn't
it.
like Gale enough for most of the
Yeah.
book.
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
That hologram was pretty powerful.
You can't throw in
Guy
one,
looks like Bill
one
Duke.
female rebel right there
You got one.
Well, there is a
in
female
the background.
I hate it when people bring religion
They're-
into things.
They're on the they're on the ground though, right?
They are, but in the
Just
crew.
not in this
in the
ship.
crew.
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially not women.
Yeah, how are you?
How are you?
I thought they were going to do that. Boring conversation anyway. Hello?
Bad improver right here.
Yeah.
Take some
He's
LA
no Han
connection.
Solo.
Yeah, take some LA connection classes, buddy.
Way to tap into that comedy Bible.
You should have just shut it off. I was like, what's the point of even talking to him?
Oh, by the way, if
Oh,
Han
to get us
Solo-
the name of the ship. I got it.
Yeah, if Han Solo isn't his real name,
You going to riot?
I'm streaking that entire convention.
Oh,
Well, what convention?
Celebration.
You're not going to find out why there.
His real name is Han Palpatine.
I might go to every
Hold on.
convention center in
This
this
is
great country
scene.
of ours.
Big scene.
Oh, here comes the wink and the nod.
Yeah. Couple things here. People were very confused by this scene.
I don't know why.
I'll tell you why right here. The Jedi.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan, obviously. People thought they were talking about Ahsoka. because of this.
He served. He says he
Watch
served me well.
this. Now we all know that's Leia,
Yes,
but a lot of people took because of the first part of that conversation to think it was Ahsoka.
but he says in the
Oh,
first part,
yeah.
he served me well.
So-
during
He says
the
he
whole
served me
course.
well, and then I would trust
They
her
weren't-
with my
yes,
life.
that-
And he smiles in the way that it's his daughter.
Yes.
Then
Yeah,
it's
well,
not
you
the-
know
I
what?
think
Those
that's the
people-
problem with the hardcore fan, not
Yeah.
problem, but the hardcore fan
Yeah.
base that is watching it, Ahsoka, as opposed to the casual fan. That's who it's meant for.
Yeah.
It's
So you're
Ben.
saying sometimes it's nice to get your nose out of the books and take a
Yes.
walk outside.
Whoa.
for this
Whoa.
particular thing.
Did you guys think it was a little over the top though when Jimmy Smits looked at the camera and like went,
And thumbs up. Yeah.
yeah, I thought that was a little over
It was
the top.
similar to
That
at the
didn't
end of
happen,
Phantom
though.
Menace when Palpatine tells Anakin we're going to watch his career.
We'll watch your career with great interest. And he winks as
Winks
he's
to the
walking.
camera. Yeah.
And he goes,
Yeah.
Jesus guns. Oh,
No matter
right.
how long they've been around, I
Shia
still
LaBeouf
to this
might-
day
No.
find the sight of Star Destroyers awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome and intimidating.
Boner inducing?
Yeah. Up there with the Love Boat, my favorite big ship in the world.
Okay. But I do need to say something. Look, art
Yeah.
takes inspiration from other art.
Yeah.
And it's not stealing, but I do want to point out
Uh-huh.
that they lifted this shield around the planet from Spaceballs.
Yep.
You
100%.
stole that
Blow
from
to suck.
Druidia.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true at all.
The combination is one,
said
that.
Oh,
two,
my God.
3.
Like a comic, and I can't remember who. It was funny. Brian Regan, that's what it sounded like.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
1 plus
Oh, yeah,
1
it's true
equals
at all.
I
chicken.
don't think that's true at all.
Yeah, I eat Newtons by the sleeve.
I'll tell you.
Look,
Oh, are they?
Oh.
Are they? Is that sexual tension, Mark Ellis?
I don't
No.
think that they're actively thinking, but I think that they're like, hey,
They don't
if,
think?
if we get out of this, I wonder what it would be like if we went to the
Look,
Olive Garden one night.
little hug on the beach,
Yeah.
maybe?
Yeah, hug on Pound
Look,
Town Beach. All right, everybody relax.
Okay.
Everybody just
Calm it
settle
down.
down.
That is.
I'm gonna go get some
That
mixed
is-
nuts.
Yeah. I have.
You are a mixed.
I have never experienced sexual tension in my life, but I know that's not it.
You get some applesauce and some ribs while you're up? No? Grace, lock the door. That's a
George
pissed off
design
face.
of the world here.
He's got a-
too.
Love
What did he do?
scares.
George designed this world? Is that what he said?
No.
No, I
Just
think
we
George
love this.
designed
Yeah.
Oh.
And people sometimes, yeah, there was a little bit, John, like a beach planet. Yeah, a
Yeah,
beach,
the beach
planet.
planet worked great. I think that also stays. I mean, the frozen planet. I love that
yeah.
sand planet. I mean,
I'm
yeah.
sure there's a side of Endor that has like a tropical
Well,
paradise.
we know Park Coruscant is not just city.
Right,
We know,
right. Good point.
Why is that guy all pissed off?
Because he's
They're all.
yeah.
They all think they're about to die,
And this ship doesn't have a bathroom.
and they're right. They are about to die.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
This was the cool part of this is when it started to really they promised that war film part of it.
Yeah.
And this is when you really got that, obviously. Not just because of the battle, but just everything that they're going through, the desperation, the odds stacked against them. Works good. I think I'm good with the speeches though.
I liked him better than I thought it would go in. It was one of my least favorite parts of the trailer.
No, I just think that we just had got one about 2 minutes ago. I think that we're overloaded
Look,
on the speech.
I have zero problem and in fact enjoy Jin as the leader.
I do
I
too.
think that is great.
But
have
I
no-
just space out the speeches is all I'm saying. Maybe in like 10 minutes from now we get another
Yeah.
speech.
It would bother me if I didn't like the speeches, but
I like the speech.
speeches.
I just think that they're not spaced enough. No pun intended. I
I don't get it.
And yet he still has the goggles and not used them once.
No.
Look, I'm telling you, no one has taken a shower from the beginning of this movie to now, and it drives me crazy.
Well, they're in a
Take
beach
a
planet.
take a dip in the water.
Then that's a scene they cut out.
It's like Burbank.
It does.
Does not look like Burbank.
That's Jeremy Johnson's apartment right there.
I'd be able to convince my wife to move to Burbank a lot easier if it looked like that.
You can actually buy a figure of the Imperial flight crew officer.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Makes sense.
One of those.
The hell did he crack this thing like this?
inspection teams, another time-honored
think
Star
Lobot
Wars
was-
tradition.
I thought Lobot was going to show up in this movie.
Lobot, huh?
Yeah, I was wrong.
You were wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe episode 8.
I would like to see that. And Billy D. Williams also going to be at Star Wars Celebration.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 40-year anniversary.
Great.
Oh, did you get the ribs?
Oh, good. Something crutchy for an audio podcast.
I just had the weirdest bathroom interaction of all time.
With?
No, some guy that works in somewhere else here. And there's 2 urinals there. And I go in. I'm thinking about the applesauce thing. I'm giggling at something Ken said. And then I take a sip of my glass as I'm peeing. And so it's like it's coming in as it's going out. And it made me giggle. And the guy next to me looks over. And then I just kept laughing.
Some maniac.
I was dying laughing.
Like Crump.
And the guy would not stop peeing. Like he held up next to me
That's
the
a good.
whole
That's
time.
a pro. That's a
Oh
pro.
my god.
Yeah, man.
The detail in this movie, though, is incredible.
Yeah.
Costume. Was it up for costuming?
I don't believe
It's
so.
unfair.
Well,
Unfair, yeah.
I got to look at what was nominated, but these costumes are pretty
They're
damn
great.
spectacular.
Yeah.
It was CGI, was. Nobody knows that's. How does that? How do those clothes fit on Jin though? That guy. Was that
Look,
small?
it's my favorite part of.
It was a small guy who walked
Yeah,
in.
Yeah.
it was a small guy. You're
Oh.
right. It's my favorite part of
Conveniently.
Raiders of the Lost Ark when Indiana puts on the jacket. It's too small.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
needs to happen more in movies.
Yes.
I like that.
That's
I
a
think
great
I'll take
moment
that
of
off.
fan
Yeah.
service.
I'll take that.
So he's the only one that says it.
This looks like
Yeah.
a Disney World shuttle that like
It
takes
does.
you.
It's going to be in the Disneyland.
Yeah, probably, man.
yeah.
Yeah, no, you actually have a take part in a ground war.
Yeah.
Poor Krennic. Poor Krennic.
He's showing up at the wrong
Yeah.
place.
But see, wouldn't you think this is like where all the Imperials go to like just party? This is like where they do their retreat.
You want to get stationed here.
Yeah.
You imagine the downtime here. There's
Yeah.
probably some nice tiki bars down there,
Yeah.
some
Well, the water-
Twi'lek serving you.
Right.
This is the detail you
The
want.
artist got to get a lot more credit.
Yeah.
The guy who designed the whole thing.
I think it's one of the underrated. And I don't know if they just grabbed K2SO because he was the droid they found, but
Mhm.
it's smart to have an Imperial droid and reprogram it
Yeah.
because it gives you more credibility when you're
Right.
sneaking in
One of
somewhere.
these assholes
Now here,
walking
now
around.
we talk about the uniform size. One of my little nitpicky things. Cassian clearly not keeping up with the Imperial facial hair standards. No one's gonna question that.
That scene, by the way, what they said, they shut down like a London train station, right? For like,
Oh yeah,
Really?
yeah.
yeah.
It was like a-
It's called the Tube over there, Christian. It's the
Mm.
Tube.
I don't care. It's not true. I care.
It's a beautiful palm tree, so
Yeah.
don't scare.
Little reference to New Hope there with the TK-15.
Yeah.
Oh, just like that, they're down.
Look,
Dude, that is
No
a
flip,
strong
no flip.
staff.
some guys have hard
And
sticks.
he's,
All right,
he's force sensitive.
Now that I believe.
Tree.
that I
Yeah,
believe.
hit his end in a tree.
And the barrel of a gun.
I would suggest that the initial impact was harder than the
Mm.
follow-up hitting his head on the tree.
Yeah.
Well, he smashed it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Now that
Now that I
You're out.
like.
Stormtrooper armor really is useless.
Yeah.
useless.
Doesn't protect you against blaster fire. Doesn't
Anything.
protect you
Nothing.
against sticks.
Flips.
Insults, anything.
Insults.
Yeah. Oh,
See, Krennic is like the sophomore who gets picked on by seniors, so he
Yes.
in turn picks on the 8th graders.
Yeah.
This part, from here on out, though, I mean, this is a almost flawless.
oh, you're good. It's yeah. This is disturbing
Yeah.
scene.
Mhm. And then all these boots on the ground, this feel
Yeah.
like this is just a great war movie.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
A
said that
great
for-
DLC in Battlefront is the Scarif stuff. Still play it.
Mhm.
Waiting for you to give it a shot, Christian.
Still waiting on those ribs.
It's gonna be so weird next time I'm in the bathroom. with that guy.
Good luck with your face.
$33%. That's not bad.
That doesn't seem like a very efficient
No,
I think I know
sideline
that guy.
helmet.
does not.
No.
Well, keeping in
I think he was at a
the
New Year's
imperial
Eve party I
tradition
had
of
once. Not even kidding.
helmets not allowing you to
Oh,
see
sure.
clearly.
Huh? Forget it. Sorry. That guy. Awesome.
Oh,
Love this shot that we're about to see with Krennic watching this happen.
Yeah. This movie reminds me of Tropic Thunder.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, that ain't an accident.
You see that's like not again.
Mhm.
Right. Go.
Do I have to
love
do
bringing up the
everything?
garrison. It would be a shame if I'd have to leave a garrison.
It's funny. Like, your first instinct is to hit them, and it's like, oh no, wait, no,
Right.
they think we're all cool here.
Right.
So are those biker scout looking ones? Are they like more sandy because it's like camouflage?
Shore troopers.
It's
They
like
are
beach
ranked
camouflage?
higher than normal stormtroopers.
Well, yeah,
This
because
is
they
a
get to hang
specialized
out on the
class.
beach.
Yeah.
Right. That gun, man, awesome.
Yeah,
Ah, man, brutal.
that's
brutal.
a gun you want on your side.
Easily. Like a Gatling gun. God, that Death Star looks good.
Does.
I love that callback to
Old school.
A New Hope,
Yeah.
where Tarkin is like, I'm going to stand in the middle, everybody at least 30 feet away,
Yeah.
Right.
walk over to me and tell me your news. Do not shout.
Right.
I do forget this other Imperial officer's name, but I believe he is based on someone at the table in New Hope.
That's cool.
I think he is that character. I just can't remember that name, so I'll probably lose the
Is
contest.
this dude who gets choked by Vader?
No,
It
that's
is cool to
Modi.
watch that episode 4 scene though, at
Yeah.
the table, and seeing that empty seat and that being Krennic's seat.
Well, yeah, there's a couple empty seats, but yeah, I think you have to imagine one
Pablo
of them is.
said this. When I remember he tweeted
Yeah.
that at this, and he pointed
Yeah,
to that
yeah,
chair. So this
Yeah.
seemed like
They
That
should
guy is
re-release
Here's
not-
Chopper.
it
Here's
next
Chopper.
way.
There's
Oh,
Chopper.
yeah.
Yay!
Mom.
He looks like he's a bit part in every Tim Burton movie.
And credit where credit is due. Genevieve O'Reilly as Mon Mothma. I
She's
think is
great.
really great, and
She's
glad
great,
that she's continuing the character on
Yeah.
Rebels.
Yeah.
I love that little subtle dodge of the.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I'm liking this music. I think it's nice accompaniment.
okay.
It feels very Return of the
Yeah.
Jedi
I'm o-
Endor Forest
I'm okay with
battle.
music.
too.
I think the biggest problems I have with the music are gone now. Or was that I think the Mustafar one was my biggest problem.
This is so loud
It
and
was
just
so loud and
bong.
just like evil.
What if they had a guy? Evil stuff.
Yeah. No, the music's good from here on out.
Woo!
That was great.
God,
Now
you
again,
needed them in there.
We
Needed
still don't
them
know
in.
how Radiss's shift left with the 10 of 4 on it, and R2 and 3PO weren't on it yet, but they're on it at the end.
The transfer.
Okay, I'm fine. I can accept that head canon. I just
Ken, you're what we call a buzzkill.
That could be a transfer. I'm okay with that.
wah wah.
Who'd like to hear a good story about a bridge?
It must be a young.
Did he say we
Ludacris.
got rogues everywhere?
Rebels.
Rebels.
Oh. I love just like all the BS like comm that he has to rig up
Yeah,
out of
yeah.
nothing. He's very MacGyver in that way.
How am I gonna get out of this one?
Why does he have a tan though? Someone...
I wanted to see her pull whatever those batons are out and use them.
Oh yeah, she didn't really
Well,
use those. did she?
that's to guide in the ships.
Oh right.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
I still think they could kill stormtroopers.
right.
Yeah, by pointing them
Oh,
out.
I love this shot. This is
Yeah.
walkers in Star Wars.
Yep.
Still one of the best things.
I don't like how easy they go down in Rebels though.
I would agree with you there, but that oof. ATACTs.
Yeah.
That's me when someone says their chips and salsa are done.
When Kanan takes lightsabers to their legs,
Yeah.
I mean, that's okay.
No, it's not. I mean,
Well,
Luke,
lightsaber would
why,
slice right through
why
it.
didn't Luke do that in Empire?
He didn't think about it.
He didn't know he wasn't a fully trained Jedi.
I think
He just-
Qui-Gon
he
would have
just
run
can't-
up and like,
Oh,
put
this
like,
is
where
it.
they
Where's the ghost?
Yeah.
Where's the ghost?
It's coming.
There's
It's coming.
Radiss's ship. Profundity.
There it is. There it is.
Oh,
There it is.
that's it. Yes.
General Merrick.
Yes.
Yeah. John Dutch Vander.
He just passed away.
He did.
Dave Dravis, Red Leader.
Oh, you think? Those are rebels.
Yeah, you are no Moff Jer Gerard, I'll tell you that.
Those are Rebel Honda Civics.
Watch your tongue. About the
Man, if you
that
play a Rebel
sound.
pilot,
Yeah.
you've won line. You got to knock that out of the park.
Yeah.
You think about it, the Empire didn't really have that much of a run.
And, yeah, 19-year run.
Really not that long.
19,
You look at it,
21 year
like,
run, 22
yeah.
if you count Scare or Jakku.
Compare that to the Romans.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
apparently they're more of an empire that kind of moved around, you know? Because
brutal.
they're exploring all this dark territory and hiding
Brutal.
out, and
True.
panics me. I don't like when you shove that much into canon.
It's a B-side to the Rolling Stones single, Fighting in the Streets.
Means we're trapped. Yep.
There's
Street
sex on the
Fighting
beach.
Man.
And this was the majority of the stuff that was changed.
Yeah.
Which I think worked a lot better.
The more I hear about the other alternate endings, I'm happy with what
Yeah.
we got.
You can find all those alternate endings on Collider.com. Nice plug. There are, I mean, it is nice also that these are really some of the most relevant heroes of the rebellion.
Well, and
Mhm.
there's a sense of destiny that the movie brings in here, because if as you watch how the rest of it plays out, every single one of them that was on Rogue One, they play a pivotal part
Yep.
in it all coming together.
Right. And the sense of embracing one's own destiny, that you play a role in a much bigger thing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I know that glance, kind of like they both know it's over. I wish Cassian would have had a little bit more of a moment with K2SO, though, before.
Yeah.
Where he goes. So mind you, these ATACs, ATACTs are transports. This is like if a UPS truck was in a battle.
Oh, they're
Yeah.
not like battle.
Yeah, they're
Wait.
transport. They're cargo transports.
So they're not really battle.
They're not as strong, maybe.
That's why they get taken out.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
what a great! That's one of those
Yeah.
seminal moments in the trailer where it's like, we are in for some good
Yeah.
Star Wars.
And that is why.
Yeah.
That's apparently why the TIE Fighter
Yes.
part got taken out.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, some people may be wondering, how come a speeder couldn't shoot an AT-AT and bring it down, but next one can? Again, going back to the old West End Games rulebook, which established a lot of the canon, speeders and starfighters are different scales. Then the weaponry on starfighters are a lot more powerful.
Well,
than the
also what
weaponry
Ken
on
said,
speeders.
those
That's-
particular AT-ATs are very different.
But yeah,
than,
but you're right. Those speeders, they're just
Yep.
flicking up against the.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
I think we all did.
I didn't. That's why I know all these facts.
That's how you keep them. The ghost again. There it is.
There's the ghost.
I don't know if I'd feel comfortable sitting on a plate of glass
Right.
in
No.
a space battle.
Can you breathe in space?
Yes, that's the line that have lines. That's what she said.
You think that's what Cassian is thinking right now?
No, I don't.
Is that blue? No, it wasn't blue.
That was Blue from Old School.
In it, prequel, right?
Great stuff.
I love that sound effect in Star Wars
Yeah.
too, that alarm kind of thing.
Here we go. Here's Mustaine.
Yeah, that's a space monkey right there.
Great gun.
Great.
How
I
does he
love
not
that.
have a bigger part though?
I
Like,
know. It
give
was
him-
tragic.
Give him more to do.
It's
You know,
tragic.
originally he was supposed to be Jin's love interest.
Yes.
He might
That's
have
a fact.
He
Yeah.
might.
Those blue X-Wings look good, man.
See, this looks like the line in Star Tours.
Still never been on it.
Really?
Why
No.
you?
You're gonna
I
laugh
find that
because
shocking.
I know, me too.
when you go on it, the welcome droid sounds exactly like our engineer Adam.
Oh, it's true.
Hello, welcome to Star Tours. Good to see you.
That actually sounds just like him. Oh, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Yeah,
You will have fun today.
This is one of
Clear.
those games at the pizza parlor where you try to win a prize.
Mm-hmm.
It's all an illusion.
This is the Terminator 2 scene.
Yeah.
It's one of the best scenes and the most sad.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah, I mean, the
Okay.
Stormtroopers are worthless. They're absolutely worthless. When he got shot there,
Yeah.
that's when I knew it was
You knew
over.
something
Yeah.
bad was
Yeah,
happening.
yeah. With that hole, I'm like, oh, he ain't making it out.
Yeah.
That man is so good. It looks like his right.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you can't
I don't
tell.
know how you do that seamlessly. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Well, they went hearing them how they went through the archives to because there was a bunch of footage that wasn't used, and they were able to see
Yeah.
it and then use it. Ah, that is such a great scene.
Yeah.
Look at that shot.
That's what you're up
That is
against.
so awesome. Who's that? Who's
Helen Mirren.
that? It sounded like her. Yeah. Where's Akbar at this point? Do we know?
He and Radis don't get along, so they
Are
fight.
you making that
I'm
up?
making
Yeah.
that part
Oh,
up.
I was literally about
telling
to.
you. That guy has been in a New
They're
Year's Eve
actually
party.
roommates on Mon Cal.
No one
Yeah.
cares. Yeah, this guy.
He's been at a New Year's Eve party.
Yeah,
of yours?
I know that guy. I don't know how I know him, but I know him. A very
Love
rude wife. I remember.
You're-
I think.
I'm glad you have a family to tell these stories.
For Jeddah, they scream. For Jeddah.
Oh, Jeddah.
That I want to know the story with Ellis. God, that was so
yeah, that's
good.
That
Story of what?
And suddenly they have a job opening for a new Red 5.
Here we go.
Yeah, I loved that. I was disappointed there was no Porkins cameo.
I don't think they had any footage of him.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
You could maybe one of them screams Porkins in an intercom. He should be here.
Yeah.
He was one of the best pilots going into that battle in A New Hope. He was pretty highly ranked.
Bull Leader goes out here, doesn't he?
Porkins had a day off. TIE Strikers.
Porkins day off.
Porkins day off.
Weekend at Porkins.
new
It's a great
standalone
candle.
movie.
Yeah, I like it.
2020 standalone movie.
Can alone.
There's something about Porkins.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
I would prefer that. That's not fun to walk around.
Very
with.
Back to the Future.
This is
Yeah,
me
yeah.
trying to set up cables
was-
in
you
the
know
studio.
what? I was trying to figure out what movie they reminded me of. Thanks for that.
Oh, you couldn't get. No.
Maybe we wouldn't have won.
No.
I know it now. You told me.
No, I really couldn't tell if you were mocking me right there.
No, I didn't remember. I was like, oh shit!
Oh.
Yeah.
It turns out it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was
No,
for a new
come on.
small mail
Why
transport.
are they just taking this guy out at this point?
Yeah, like they're in the middle of. Well, maybe they don't know for sure he's done
Yeah,
it.
he's
a
got an
rebel.
imperial insignia on. Yeah.
It's the same reason why you don't take out a bomb sniffing droid or
Yeah.
right.
Right,
It's
you might
like
be doing
it's
something
near
good.
sensitive
Yeah,
equipment.
all right.
No, I just don't want to hit the equipment.
Right.
Look at this guy still
going.
playing ball.
Yeah, but he starts getting tatted up here.
Yeah, don't worry, guys. Our favorite character in the movie's dying. Take all the time you need.
Yep. And they're doing the Toy Story, the claw.
There you go.
Yeah, this is
This is like going to get microfiche at
Yeah.
the library.
Do?
oh.
Oh man. Oh man. Nice play,
That's
buddy.
sad.
Yep.
Robot death is not to be overlooked, man.
No,
That's
no.
sad stuff.
You're
Well,
right.
it goes-
Terminator 2.
Yeah.
RoboCop.
Mm-hmm.
But that goes back to what you're saying before, is that it's not just the sticky characters. Like you cared about this character
Mhm.
all the way through. So
Yeah.
like that was the one that emotionally you could feel it in the theater when that happened.
That's why I brought it up early in the review. I was going to call it back.
And it was my first indicator, along with many others, that, this is the way it's going to go. There's going to be some deaths coming up.
I remember talking on Jedi Council, all of us, when we all said, like,
Everyone's
going to this movie, look, if this is going to be at all consistent with the Star Wars universe, none of these people are making it out. Prepare yourself.
I was kind of resigned to the fact that we're not going to see any of these people again. I was hoping for the Space Monkey, but
well, he may still pop up.
Yeah.
It was the K2. I mean, I went in thinking everybody was going to die, but when K2SO went, I was like, oh yeah,
they're doing it. They're committed to this idea.
Yeah.
And then it all starts getting picked off left and right.
Starts dying.
It really is a credit to the movie when we were watching this at the premiere, Ken, for the first time.
How was that? How was the shrimp?
I'm not sitting here like waiting to see which character gets hit by Vader or if they're going to call in Vader. Vader's not even in my head right now.
Yeah.
This was I actually missed Bodhi's death in the theater.
Because you were pooping
Crying?
again.
No, I was in the
took
theater.
3 poops during the
That's
movie.
definitely not true. I was in the theater, though, and my mother-in-law was on the phone with my wife. It was this whole story no one wants to hear about.
Again, between the New Year's Eve story.
There he is. There he is.
2001.
Goodbye.
Biston.
Rest in peace, Bistain.
True story. Biston was at a Memorial Day party.
That's a good story.
Yeah.
See, he could have bailed out. He could have bailed out.
I hope
Shave
so.
after a week.
Here comes the pain.
Yeah, those your boys, Ken.
Oh yeah.
Death Troopers 6'5" and above. They're like Detroit Pistons.
Did they say 6'5" or you just make?
No, they're roughly 6'5" and above, all of them.
They're the Bill Lambier of outer space.
Well,
Dennis Rodman's in one of the costumes.
They're like the assassins. They're like special ops team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're just picking people off left and right. Look at those guys.
That's your boy.
Yeah, that's him. I guess he won't be coming over
Man,
next
he
year.
took that shot like
He's
a
probably
champ.
going to 4
Right.
New Year's Eve parties.
Yeah.
I'd pull a hangnail and I'm calling out for a day.
This is a tough jump to make. It's somebody who's done it before.
Yep.
That's
Ooh,
Oh, I'm
somebody-
dying.
rough.
I made an attempt like that when I worked in a movie theater.
I'm
I
dying
break
if I do that.
My wrist.
Yeah.
It's true.
It never happened.
That absolutely did happen.
Really?
I made a leap. I missed.
Wow.
Workman's comp did not cover it.
You've got to have strong fingers to pull that off. I'm dying here.
Hang on. Christian's on the phone.
This part is great but sad. I love this part coming up.
Oh, yeah. This is
it. Oh.
another emotional moment right here.
This guy?
Oh.
He had all the enthusiasm
Yeah.
of RB3. But I got it. I can do it.
That's a team player right there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's dead now.
Well, he just stuck his head out of it.
In retrospect, it was really smart of me not to wear a white tux to this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Because everybody would have thought it was like a Krennic costume. Yeah. I did notice Mendelsohn at the premiere of The Force Awakens kind of giving me a second look.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe you thought you were Topher Grace.
Mhm.
Maybe they're friends. Uh-oh.
Nice move. All right, really got to suck it up here.
Yeah.
And he knows.
He knows this is
destiny.
it. It's
Yeah.
time to do
Yeah.
it.
Great hallmark of classic Star Wars battles is you're giving us a lot to focus
Yep.
on, and you're cutting
Back
between
up,
them
yeah.
very, very well.
Yep.
By the way, I tried this tactic crossing the street in Burbank. Don't recommend it.
No.
Don't recommend it.
Perry got a
Well, you made it.
jaywalking ticket.
When did I
Perry
told
got
her?
a jaywalking
I
ticket.
told her.
She's
I
bringing
jaywalk
that
all
new
the time. Never got a ticket.
that
I
New
told
York
her.
sensibility to Burbank
told
doesn't
her.
fly.
I told her that was going to happen. It happened to me 3 times out here.
Nice hit. Nice hit.
See? That's what I'm talking about. That old school.
Old school, yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Oh, that doesn't feel good for anybody.
Yeah.
Oh. If he was a stormtrooper, he'd be
When
dead.
his back hit that beam,
Yeah.
that was the first time he's like, I'm probably not actually getting laid tonight.
Now, why didn't he say the chant on the way back?
We'll
Yes,
never
he
know.
knew. That was his destiny.
That was it. He
Yeah.
was done.
He was checking out.
He's only getting one
He
shot
knew
at
he was
this.
going to get there,
Yeah.
and that's as far as he was going to go.
Remember when Bates, when he gave up the fact that Donnie Yen died at the celebration? Yeah.
It ended up not being that big of a thing because we just kind of assumed.
You kind of assumed, but he still let everybody know.
Yeah. It's a nice little Han Solo now believing in the Force kind of moment,
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
He's always made fun of his religion, like
not always.
Catholic.
He was.
He was a will.
He was.
Yeah.
He's somebody who then lost his way.
He stopped. He stopped going to Sunday school. Mark.
Yeah. So is that the Carillion Corvette right there that we just got a quick glimpse of?
The blockade runner type ship?
Just a ghost. Ghost just flew by again. I can't wait, though, to see them because they're going to recreate this whole battle in Rebels.
Yeah, that's what Filoni was hinting at, right? That'd be interesting.
Really?
I hope they do that.
And they're going to, but you're going to see it in the
or hope they
perspective of,
have. They would have already done it, created it. Love my Y-Wings, Team Y-Wing to the end of time.
Yeah, these are just beautiful.
A lot of Y-Wing action in this movie.
Y-Wings are kind of like the
they're the
Toyota Corollas.
They're the workhorse of the Rebel fleet, my friend.
It's like a Dodge Stratus.
I love this. Radiss's finest moment, other than helping. The goggles are off, John. I'm sorry.
There it is. They finally come off.
Stephen Stanton kicking butt.
Yeah. He's got a lot of lines in this.
Oh, yeah. It's a big character. You can see our interview with him on Jedi Council.
Oh, can you? Tell me more about this Jedi Council.
He's also
show.
on our Star Wars Rebels show.
That the communications could get through.
Mm-hmm.
That signal could get through, but
But
communicating
not the
data.
Let me hear your best Radis, Ken.
It's like having a cell signal, but not being able to watch
Bring up
YouTube.
the Hammerheads Corvettes.
Pretty good.
I have an idea.
Do the Mon
I love the
Calamari's
look
have
on his
trouble
face here.
walking?
Yeah.
Just resignation.
Why are they
Yeah.
always in the movie seats? And the Empire guys are walking around all over the place.
Mon Calamari are
Are they not big walkers?
Now, does he know Bodhi's dead yet, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he sees with that.
Yeah.
That
He knows it's
time
all
is-
going to shit.
Time's
yeah.
going. Yeah, it's fading away.
Now, I'm just going to kill a lot of guys.
Yeah. Oh, he runs out of bullets eventually, doesn't he? Or
I think he
cartridges,
just-
whatever.
At this point, this is like
No, he runs out of how many shots he can take.
Yeah.
yeah, this is like when James Earl Jones walks into the corn at Field of Dreams. He just
Yeah.
wants to hang out with his
But
friends
you,
again.
you forget how relevant this is, too, because he's taking out Death Troopers.
He wants to go see Pie Trainer, a Trish Speaker. That's what he's doing.
Wants to go see Mel Ott.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's going to do it.
See you in 2 seconds, buddy.
If I go that way, Mark, I'm not smiling at you before I go. All right, just so you know.
Well, Mark would be dead, so he wouldn't see
Yeah.
No, I would ninja my way out.
Of death?
Yeah, I leave the
Oh.
party before it dies.
Well,
Love
that's-
the
I like
random
that. I love
automatically
that
closing.
same type of Empire technologies,
Yeah.
looking like.
Yep.
Well, actually, not necessarily, because Bespin, I don't know who that was built by.
as featured in Star Wars
There's
Rebels.
also a latch like that in the Millennium Falcon, too, that
Yeah.
he comes out
Right.
of. Then there's also the latch that...
Oh, love this sequence.
No, it's just great.
Yeah.
Love this sequence.
Yeah.
That ship is in Rebels?
Yeah. Yeah, that's
See-
the Leia brings them. That's the Princess
Oh,
Leia
right,
episode.
right.
This is just awesome.
Yeah.
This is such a cool...
Yeah.
Like, maneuver of ingenuity and desperation.
Meanwhile, at Time Warner Cable,
Uh-oh.
I'm just going to take my time, look around.
Right.
get your bearings.
And
Again,
Netflix-
not a lot of railings in the Empire.
No,
or
the
the, or
Empire
the First
not
Order.
a fan of railings.
Yeah, or the
No,
First
well,
Order.
we know that in The Force Awakens, yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
PC load letter of the Star Wars universe.
Need to
look,
talk to
they're
Jen
railings.
about her TPS
yeah,
reports.
really, they're out there. They're okay, I guess. You know.
Okay, so they cut out the TIE fighter. Who was in the TIE fighter in the deleted scene?
I
Have
think
they
it was
said that?
just a regular tie.
Oh, okay.
It was supposed to get shot out of the sky
Yeah.
immediately by an X-wing.
Yeah,
So
the reason I heard that they took it out was because it was almost identical to the scene with the AT-AT. They shoot the rocket at the AT-AT, it turns its head back, it's about to kill you, and then an
Yeah.
X-wing comes in, takes it offside.
right.
And apparently in that shot with the tie sitting there, same thing was
His
supposed
face
to
is hit,
happen.
right?
And X-wing
Yeah.
comes through and they
His
finish
face.
too repetitive.
face.
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, look at the way it just hold. That
Love
is
it.
pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Love it. That's one of those things we had not seen in a Star Wars film before that I quite enjoyed.
Nope.
Yeah. That's a cool little ship. Everybody was expecting that TIE fighter thing to happen right there.
Yeah.
Then when that bridge got blown to pieces, like, I guess that's not happening.
Not so much.
All right, just the whole rebellion riding on you, kid. Mr. Bond.
If he had just shot, end of movie. End of Star Wars.
The reverse James Bond villain speech.
Yep.
Maybe next time you just shoot her.
Yep.
Yeah. Mendelsohn, or Krennic hasn't really been effective that way.
Yeah, he's not the best.
No.
He was never really a guy of
good engineer, but
of action when it comes to battle, though. You know,
Right.
he was more climbing through the ranks on the fancy lad side of things.
Now you see the Hammerhead Corvette gets
Did they pull it
killed
away?
there. There's a lot of speculation. I believe they
The what?
they
They got
escape pod out.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of data.
AOL dial-up going on there.
It's weird that C-3PO forgot how much he hated space travel because he just endured some of this stuff.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a good literal point.
Wouldn't it be just like the rebellion to not have a Dropbox account? Where they're like,
Dropbox
this
is full.
It's gonna take 10 minutes. If you want to upgrade to premium storage. Radis is like, does anyone have the company card?
I bet Akbar took it.
And that's why he doesn't like him. Yeah.
Love this shot. This is
Yeah, that's just gorgeous right
good
there.
music cue. That was when I
Second he
was
said
like,
that.
oh, I
But when he
forgot.
said that, I was thinking okay, so is he going to
Episode 4.
Is it going to be an aerial battle?
Right.
Or just a scene from
Yeah.
episode 4.
I thought, I thought maybe his TIE Advance would start
But I
flying
remember
around or something.
thinking the first time I saw it again, Ken, at the premiere, that
Oh,
this
yeah,
was
I was
so
home
great,
that night
and I
crying.
like Vader's cameo that I didn't need any more Vader. The first time I saw this. Now, subsequent viewings, I probably would have been like, "Oh, it'd be nice to have another scene with him." But this movie is so complete right now. This is a great film right now.
I'm surprised you
Yeah,
didn't
but it's a
sense
nice
the
way to
sexual
tie it
tension in
in.
that scene
I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
between Krennic and the Death Star.
Sosenbach Krennic looking up and seeing his own
Yeah.
machine is
Now,
about
how many
to kill
reactors
him.
they use here? One again?
He said, yeah, one
One
single
reactor.
This is all great. Just such a great callback to A New Hope.
Ryan Johnson, one of those operators there.
Oh, that's right.
Ooh, takes out Krennic up top.
That's right. Just skims the top.
Love this. This is the soul of this battle right here.
Steven Stan had a lot of makeup
It's-
on when we had this.
Yeah, Paul Casey inside the actual costume. We should give credit there.
So is that our ship in the middle right there? Just
No.
Oh, man.
Oh!
that is
That's like when I drop my Lego sets.
surprise. See, and now we get Vader again. That's right.
Suddenly you remember.
But so it's
This
like
is
oh,
a
cool,
deep
they showed
impact
it to us
shot.
again.
Yeah, they're finally on a date, according to Mark.
I'm telling you, if they made it out of this alive, he would probably ask her out.
But why not even take a shot to get off the planet this time, like they did in Jeddah?
Well, I think they just know
There's just
no
no
way,
ships anywhere
There's nowhere to
around.
go.
Yeah, I mean, the
Yeah.
whole third act has been about a resignation to one's own destiny.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you
Kinda
rank
like
the flick?
Me after Chipotle.
If this is Joseph Campbell's Hero with 1,000 Faces, we're at face like number 995.
Definitely do like the prequel tie-in here.
Yeah.
The music.
Oh, Vader Gundam get pissed.
But see, even when he said that, I thought he was talking about the first scene in A New Hope.
Yeah.
When he said prepare a boarding party, I'm like, oh, that's a cool tie-in. Okay,
Sure.
let's end this movie.
Cassian lets her stare at the explosion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Joined by Mark Riley.
You can find that on the
Dennis,
internet also.
Again, beautiful shot of the
Yeah.
destruction.
I mean, it really is beautiful. It's a piece of art, this Death Star.
And Vader's on his way over.
Yeah.
Daddy's
Lambda.
coming home.
Lambda class shuttle, some TIE bombers.
Honey, I had
You're
a tough
trouble.
day.
There it is.
Classic Star Wars
Yep.
graphics there. I'm like, when this was going down, I was excited.
The second this started happening, I knew he was coming.
Yeah.
I thought
Really?
it ends right here because you could still tie this to the beginning of A New Hope, and then this happens.
Yeah.
I thought it was
And
going to be
I'm
like,
starting to think,
I thought it was
wait a
gonna be
minute, it's
like,
too dark in there.
Right.
oh yeah, this is great.
Oh, this is
Yeah,
choice.
the
And then
music.
you hear the breathing.
Oh.
Ah! Run, dude, run.
Well, it reminded me of. Ken, did you read Battlefront yet? After
I have not yet.
Oh,
I
it
have not
reminds me
yet.
of a scene in
Oh
Battlefront.
my God, this is awesome.
Yep. Greatest horror scene in
He's
any movie.
It's a
Going
good
one
horror. It
hand,
really
he
is.
went up. And
Chopped
then
Guts
watch.
him.
He
Guts the
remembers
ceiling.
about the
Yeah.
guy and he behind the back.
All of that.
All at
Oh.
once. Woo.
How cool would it be to play Vader in this scene? Are you
Oh
kidding me?
my gosh.
He really likes to kill people.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
he does.
The door finally opens. I love
Yeah.
this shot.
That guy-
This is great.
I hurt his ankle.
Yeah.
Yep. There. Oh, when the
We're
lights
launched.
came on here, I was
Yeah.
like, oh,
And here we go.
yep.
The blockade
I
runner
really
is
thought
loose.
Vader was going to use the Force like he does in Star Tours and be like, wait a minute.
They should have played the Empire theme there, though.
It-
They should have.
It's there.
Yeah, I know,
It's there.
but it's right. Started off. I mean, it's a little bit.
I'll take that. I'll take that nugget.
Yeah.
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 Oh yeah.
I don't have a problem with the Leia. CGI.
I don't. I mean, it's not as good as the Tarkin one,
No.
but I'm glad the scene's here, especially in light of
Yeah.
what's since
Yeah.
happened.
Mhm.
Antilles.
Is that Antilles?
It's Bale or Antilles, the other Captain.
I think that looks. I think that looks better than Tarkin
Really?
to me. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Tarkin looks better, but I like the fact that it's there.
Love it.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. Thank you to
What a
myself.
tremendous movie. And a tremendous ending to
A
it
lot
as well.
of a lot of writers on this project.
Noel came up with his star.
Yeah.
Widow wrote the first draft. All right. So, I mean, I think nothing really changed as far as
The story or anything.
no, but I mean, sometimes you watch a movie and it's like, oh, I see things a little differently now too. I feel the same way. First half takes a little bit, and then
Yeah.
the second half goes.
I
and-
love a lot of what's in the first half, but for me and John, I know you disagree. The third act is just
Oh,
so
it's-
much more
it's
entertaining to me.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. The biggest change in this viewing from my theatrical showings were as I saw the movie again and again in theaters. The middle part, I was like, let's get to Vader. Here, I really got to enjoy
Mm-hmm.
the part. What is it? Edu?
Edu,
Edu,
yeah.
Edu. That
What,
was
the
a really
planet.
yeah. It was
No,
it,
Scarif at the end.
it was no Edu in the middle.
Oh,
Second
well,
half,
That was
yeah.
like the longest part for me, and like, but here I really enjoyed the
Yeah.
hell out of it. So
Well, there you go. That's the full commentary on Rogue One. Make sure you guys, if you're not already, leave your comments. Make sure you do all that stuff, and watch along with it. Watch any of the ones that we've done before. We've done episodes 1 through 7. Go and check those out. We have other commentaries up on the channel. If you're going to be at Star Wars Celebration, make sure you go and check us all out there. We'll be there. We'll have Jedi Council panels. We will have a Star Wars schmodown between it'll be a triple threat between John Campea, Ken Napzok, and Darth Maul himself, Sam Witwer, will all be there. So I'd like to thank everybody here today. John, where can they find you?
You guys follow me on Facebook and on Twitter. Just at John Campea.
Ken Napzok, besides 7-Eleven, where can they find you?
You can find me at 7-Eleven and peddling my Twitter handle at Ken Napzok.
Mark Ellis.
it's all about Star Wars Celebration, Christian. And if they announce that Han Solo is not his real name, I will streak the convention.
When is this coming up?
Probably in a few days.
If in a few days, we'll also make sure you check out WonderCon. That is going to be this Sunday. If it goes up in time, April 2nd, we will be there at the Anaheim Convention Center on Sunday doing a Schmodown panel. Come check us out. All right, guys, thanks again. Kristian Harloff on Twitter and Instagram. This has been the Rogue One commentary. Peace out, Mother Fs.
Hey guys, if you like this video, click the thumbs up button. Also, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll help you stay up to date with everything we've got going on here at Collider.